should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better. Don't even know where to begin. If I allow myself to dream, will it be as good as it seems? Pull me out of this place in the middle, in the middle. Nothing more to embrace in the middle, in the middle. If I try to climb up the wall, everyone can see when I fall. Take me up into the mountains, send me off into the wild. Misery is still a path I would choose if the alternatives are worse. I guess it's time to find a friend, one who will stick by to the end. Going out of my mind in the middle, in the middle. Wasting all of my time in the middle, in the middle. I take the vibe and spit it out, unaware of what it's about. I'm not that good at faking it. I feel somehow I've broken it. I don't believe I'm part of it. In the If I try to climb up the wall, everyone can see when I fall. Nothing really matters at all. Pull me out of this place in the middle, in the middle. Nothing more to embrace in the middle, in the middle.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free. Hey y'all, I wasn't ready. I was not ready this here day. Hold on just a minute. Thank you all for being here. Let me put my headphones in so I can actually hear y'all. Merry Christmas Eve, y'all. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh my goodness, Chow gifted 5 Speculation Station memberships. Thank you so very much for that, Chow. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to all of our speculating family. Thank you so very much. Today I'm going to play the Polar Express because it is Christmas Eve. Thank you so much, child. That was so very sweet of you. Thank you so much, Chow. Let me say hey to you guys. I like the Polar Express too, Nona Rocks. Good to see you. Cracker Jacks, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Happy to my dad's still here this Christmas. Stage 6 Alzheimer's. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. That's hard. But I'm glad that he's still here. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Cindy. Before I say hey to y'all, I wanted to talk about this comment from Jen Tube. She said, not sure about the title and video photo selection. Feels a little yucky. That monster shouldn't be near that precious angel. And I agree with you. I, I was kind of like, I want to talk about Melodee, and there's some things going on with the Epstein files that I've got to talk to y'all about. Like, I call it, it's so serious. I called Hio last night and I was like, look, I'm thinking about doing this on a live stream, but I don't want you to literally like come up and shut my live down in the middle of the live because I do it. And we talked about it. And since it's already out on YouTube, I think it'll be okay. But I wanted today's stream, the little bit of time I do have to stream with you guys, to be relaxed and chill because it is Christmas Eve, and I wanted to see y'all for Christmas. It was a little weird for me. I did feel a little iffy about putting pictures of Melodee specifically on the thumbnail and talking about her in this live because, you know, it's like a pajama party, but the Melodee situation isn't a happy one, unfortunately. I wish it was. So I get it. I might change it. I definitely respect your opinion, and I wanted you to know that before I got ready. Before I got started, I was reading Lorianne saying, I'm ready. I'm ready too, girl. Lorianne, it's good to see you. Abella, it's good to see you. Miss King of Anything, good to see y'all. I hope y'all are having a good Christmas Eve. Edith, good to see you. Robin, good to see you, love. Southern Cats, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hannah UK, good to see you. I really hope y'all are having a good Christmas Eve. Salty Sleuth, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Mystic Firefly, good to see you. And Cracker Jacks, Flippity Foopa Slap, good to see you. Rachel, it's good to see you. And Stephanie, I'm glad you're here too. I'm so glad that y'all are here. Rhonda, good to see you. Debbie, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas. Karen, good to see you. Said Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. Connie's oldest son got here last night, 7 boys and his wife. I definitely have a full house, having so much fun. That's awesome. Anders, it's good to see you. I have been eating Christmas food until I couldn't move. I want to talk about something that's Nordic. I think about you now, but it's something I've been into for a long time that we do as a family. That it's Nordic, and I was hoping that you would be here. Shelby, it's good to see you, and Indie Girl, good to see you. Feliz Navidad. I hope y'all are having a good Christmas. I really do. Anders, good to see you. I still got to get back to you on your email. Merry Christmas, love. Thank you for being here. If I missed anybody, let me know. And Thomas McCarthy has been a member for 4 months. Thank you so much for the continued support. Thomas said, Merry Christmas to all that celebrate it here. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. And I hope you're all just having an amazing time with family and friends. Thank you so much for sharing your milestone with us, Thomas McCarthy.
Amazing!
Dazel is getting like one of those big dog beds for Christmas. I think he's really going to like it. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I hope y'all are having a good Christmas. And I wanted to come on and tell you guys thank you for being here and for the support and for hanging out with me as we talk about these cases. It really means the world to me that you guys talk to me about these cases and the information that we get, and we can kind of brainstorm together. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. My life has improved drastically since starting this YouTube channel, and that is because of all of you. So I wanted to tell you thank you. And I really appreciate and care for and love each and every one of you. And I hope y'all are having a good Christmas, a good holiday season. I hope that you get to spend it with family and friends. And I just really wanted to tell you guys, I wanted to share and send my love to you guys. Okay, so let's I think we're going to finish out with the Nordic thing that I want to share with you guys. I am working on getting some members only Christmas sweets videos out too, but y'all, I'm behind. Like, I thought I was going to have to set the stream back for 5 minutes because I'm behind on everything. I still got Christmas presents for the kids to wrap, y'all. It's bad. So I am doing Christmas sweets videos. I'm working on them, but it will be definitely this evening before I put them out, or in the morning. Merry Christmas, Rocco. Merry Christmas. Merry Woofmas. Rocco is so cute. Andy said, I like your little hat. And thank you for being so genuine. Thank you for being so genuine. It's so amazing and so awesome. Thank you. I got it last night. I got my, I think we got them. I got it at the Dollar General. You know, the Dollar General that's like in every rural area on earth. I have a Halloween, I mean not a Halloween, a New Year's one too. But I got this hat and these earrings, and then I got these two, but I decided to wear the candy cane ones, and they light up. Let me show y'all that. I don't know. Might be too bright in here for you to see it. They might have a thing in them. Oh, well, this one came off. Let's see if we can make it work. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it might help if I pull the tab out. Look at it's flashing. I'm probably going to turn that off. But they light up. Isn't that cute? Feeling like a disco in here. Maybe I can come live tomorrow evening and we can turn all of them on. Look at that. I'm bling blinging, y'all. Y'all didn't know I'm bling blinging. I got the bling bling in my grill, y'all. Little bit of Lisa, good to see you. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, love. Wishing happy times and wonderful memories to you all. Me too. I feel like I'm sitting in your living room. Do you really? My living room looks a lot different than my streaming area. I have a bunch of antiques in there. I'll have to show it to you guys once I get it set up. Y'all, I'm still unpacking. Still unpacking and trying to get things set up. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Misha opened her gift without permission. Damn catnip. That's so cute. I set Basil's by him and let him like paw at it and rip it open. Okay, so we're going to talk about Christmas some more at the end of the episode. Let me show you guys. We'll talk about Epstein real quick. So I saw this video. I haven't done a lot of research into the subject, but Mr. Speculating called me in there last night. And he watches Asmongold. Asmongold is what I call him. Asmongold. I'm not even subscribed to him over here. So he put out a video, and I'm going to show you guys this video. Hopefully he won't mind. I'll drop his link. He's real funny. I watch him on my husband's account when my husband's watching him. But he's been going over the Epstein photos, right? And he found something out, and I was like, oh shit. I think this is the video from 20 hours ago. So let me show you guys what Asmongold found out, and then we're going to try it.
This is the new big thing that's happened. I just don't know anything about it.
The FBI just accidentally released 11,000 Jeffrey Epstein files that...
Oops.
Y'all, I swear to God, I'm going to make a short or a video with all of Asmongold's, like his eyebrows, what he does. Like his eyebrows have like a stage presence all their own. His dad, I'm going to make a short about his eyebrows one day. What the crap? I guess I'll have to push enter. They got the help button on my StreamYard right where I need to push send to drop a link. Like, this is not acceptable. Ender said, geez. Kim, good to see you. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, love. I'm going to put it like this so you can see us both. Y'all are with me. Pray for me. Everything closes at 6. Oh, I hope that you get everything you need because you're still shopping. Lord, I hope you get everything you need. I had to go out this morning. I still need to go put diesel in the truck for Mr. Speculating so we can go to his family's. We're going to his family's tomorrow for Christmas Day. So I don't have to really cook, but I am making the pasta salad. But I'm nervous because, like, pasta salad, if you can't make pasta salad, I don't want to eat it. Like, I'm real weird about pasta salad. And I'm scared I'm going to make it the wrong way because if you make pasta salad the wrong way, it's just gross. So I'm concerned. Y'all pray for me too. A little bit of Lisa said, there's no way to name each of you. Let me tell all of you that you are a wonderful part of my life. Thank you, Jessica, for that. And for also being one I look forward to each day. That is so very touching and heartwarming. Thank you guys. I look forward to spending time with you guys every day too. And that really means the world to me. And I feel the same way. I really care about all of you. And they do have character all their own. And I really appreciate each and every one of you. I had to look at the screen and see if he had bushy them bushy damn eyebrows. If you watch him for a second and watch his eyebrows, it's pretty interesting. I dropped his link in chat, and I'll link it in the description box as long as I don't forget.
Oh. Oh, did you hit enter? Oh.
They hadn't publicly put
Look
out
at-
yet,
Yeah.
but we got access to them.
Mhm.
And at the
Look, watch his eyebrows. It's just funny to me.
end of this video, I'm going to show you how to access them. Here's
That's
what
what I
that
wanna
looks like.
see.
It's volume
I want to see how to
8
do it myself.
of the files,
Yep.
but you can see right now that they've only released 7 data
It
sets.
was well
And
stated.
so myself, the guys at Jmail, and the guys at
hate
DropSite,
that.
we've been investigating this. I partnered with them to kind of look at some of these files, and they got access to volume 8 early. You would just type it in the URL. It wasn't
Yes.
like indexable on search, but you could just type in the specific URL and it
Thank
would just come
you,
up. You could
Stephanie.
download the entire zip file, and that's what we did. We've been looking through it. I want to go over some of it because I believe some of what we've seen directly contradicts the FBI's earlier statement that, oh, there's no
Well, everything that they release contradicts what they previously said.
Now, I didn't find the specific part, but there's like, babe, do you remember where that part is that shows what they were doing on TikTok in the Asmon Gold video?
I think it's
I'm just going to play it.
This has been a really
Yeah.
common factor for them for a while now. This
Okay.
isn't anything new or different or
mean?
unique. This is the way it's been for a bit. Sure.
evidence, or we did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against
Mhm.
uncharged third parties. That's what they told us.
They did.
Right? They said, we've already looked through the files. You don't need to see the files back in
Right.
July. Of course, all the pressure has made them now start releasing some of this stuff.
Happy
And we believe
holidays.
that this was slated for release, but remember,
Y'all
they
got to
weren't
see
going to
Mr.
release all the files.
Speculating. He said, Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. I didn't expect you to get on camera. Stories from the crib. Good to see you. That was a nice thing to say. With that being said, you should do a video where we all just chat and talk about whatever. Yeah, I was kind of wanting to do that, but we need to talk about some of these cases. I get worried that if I just get on here and just talk about whatever, then I don't want it to like I feel like we need something to talk about true crime related, but feel free to talk about whatever you want to talk about because we're all just kind of hanging out. Thank you, Abraham. Abraham said you were so cute. I've talked to him about you, Abraham. Brows and all, those eyebrows on the Asmund, I know. They said Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
He was getting his dip. I need Red Bull. They said Happy Holidays. Thank you, guys.
Files yet. They had to hold some back.
Yeah.
Well, we believe that these 11,000 files are part of what they held back because clearly they aren't out, and clearly
Well, I
they-
mean,
feel
they're,
like I had
they're
something on my
obviously
nose.
going to be part of what didn't get released. I mean, like they said,
Let me
I mean,
see.
the thing is that I think it was either Ro Connor or Thomas Massey, one of the two guys that made the bill for having all this stuff come out and
Thank
like
you,
go public.
Stephanie.
They said that there were 300 gigabytes of, I think that was the number, 300 gigabytes of data about Epstein. So, I mean, I would assume that the vast majority of that is like, is video files, right? Because that's how files like that get really big, is there's like videos and things similar to that. But
So, you know, I wonder how many video files or what video files there are and if we can see them. I'm going to try to look for the specific thing that I wanted to show you guys. I should have gotten it together, but I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. It has to do with the redactions. I'm going to see. Let me write down what time we're at, and I'm going to try to pull it up. Like I said, I don't have my crap together. Hopefully I can be forgiven though today because it's Christmas Eve. Okay, we're at 2:13. It might be like a short or something. Yeah, that was where he was going over the video. I mean, the pictures. Nope. This guy fucked up. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to put that one back on. And then we're going to talk. I'm going to pull up. While we're watching that, I'm going to work on pulling up this one specific thing I want to show y'all.
But what I'm saying, Trump could have not signed it. Yeah, I mean, he could have not signed it, but then it would have happened anyway, right? I mean, he could have.
I want to talk about. We're going to get about right here.
But an attempt was made in New York. Attempts are made to Maxwell today. Blank. You get it. Like, it's all the people they suspected this whole time are redacted, of course. And they say, I do not know about Ohio contacting Wexner. Now, that's a reference to Les Wexner, the former CEO of Victoria's Secret. This is huge. We've long suspected that he was, of course, one of the co-conspirators. And obviously, the fact the FBI suspected it isn't a 100%.
I don't know if that guy's still alive or not.
But clearly, they were serving grand jury subpoenas. I mean, that must be who they're talking about, one wealthy businessman in Ohio, because later it's confirmed by.
All right, we're going to jump over here. Somebody's reviewing him, but this is what I want to show y'all. Hopefully this shows it.
So why are they hiding JSC Interiors?
Because they're probably
why is this getting censored?
Well, you can really see why.
Understand.
Hold on. What the fuck? I need to get his phone and see which one.
The Department of Justice. The Trump administration is continuing its unprecedented.
If I got his phone, it would show me which one he watched last night. Anyway.
Jessica.
Lord Jesus. Do I need to
pause?
Okay. Here, we're gonna watch this video.
Support for the Epstein transparency after the Biden administration declined to make any files public. This is obviously a misrepresentation. Trump has gone out and pretended like he didn't know what they're talking about. And he tried to make the appeal to triviality with Epstein multiple times. And it's just so obvious what happened, right? And also, you broke the law by not releasing everything. And they know that. They should get impeached. There should be a level of accountability. At the end of the day, you've got to have heads roll if things aren't going the way that they should be going. They were forced to release them by law. Yes, they were forced to release them by law. And even then, they did not fully comply with the law. There were two main points of contention that they did not follow with, right? So number one, every redaction had to be explained. And number two, all of the files had to be released. The redactions were not explained and all of the files were not released. Keep that in mind. Anyway, so the first administration was processing Jeffrey Epstein, prosecuting for heinous crimes at the time of his death. The Obama administration declined to investigate Epstein. I mean, I don't know really why. Who knows? Wow.
All right, look. What I was trying to, let me see. Am I muted? Nope. But I'm not on camera. I meant to come back on camera. Merry Christmas, True Crime Butterfly. What I want to show you guys is that they figured out that if you, basically you have to go to the DOJ website, right? And you download the files and you copy and paste what's redacted and it unredacts it. And that file was the video where he does it. But I was trying to show you how he does it because like he pulled up and did it on live stream. So I'm going to try to find it. I wonder if they fixed it and the internet's been wiped. This is 2 hours ago. Let's see if this shows it.
I'm on justice.gov, where the Epstein files are hosted. And you'll notice a lot of these documents are redacted. You can scroll down until you hit a redacted section. Right here, you can see one of them. Now, here's something important most people don't realize. Some of these files weren't properly redacted. That means the text is still there. It's just covered visually. So if you copy one of these sections and paste it into Microsoft Word, sometimes the text appears. And if that happens, it doesn't mean Word unredacted anything. It means the document was never securely redacted in the first place. Properly redacted files cannot be revealed this way. So if you're looking through public records, understand the difference between real redaction and poor redaction, because they are not the same thing.
So we're going to go to the DOJ website and we're going to get the Epstein files and I'm going to see if we can do it. And that's why I was like, if I got on here and just did this, Hio would go on here and she would just shut the damn live down. She would be like, no, ma'am, we're not doing that. No, ma'am. But I talked to her last night. So we're going to see if we can do it. I just found that interesting that the Department of Justice redacting Epstein files is releasing them without properly redacting them. That is insane to me. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, True Crime Butterfly, and it's good to see you. Little bit of Lisa said, we know those files contain horrible info, and I'm not sure I want to know. It talked, some of the stuff that he unredacted talked about trafficking and sums of money and all kinds of things like that, which, I mean, it's things that we knew he was in too. Probably spelled it wrong. Let me see how I spell it. Epstine. I don't know. Okay, how do I pull it up on here? Do y'all know what I'm doing wrong? Let me see what y'all are saying. 17,000 files, something like that. It's quite a bit. If you bring the file into Canva, you can remove the black bars because they weren't redacted properly. I found that out when I did my episode on Epstein. I was able to remove the black bars. So you have it. Did you do it live, Abraham? Hey, Mrs. North. Good to see you. It's kind of obvious why Obama refused. Joe owned an island right by Epstein's. Bill was there numerous times and even left his Secret Service behind there. I have no doubt about that. That's a nasty mug. You've done it with a few other court documents. That is so crazy to me. Like, that is that easy. And the Department of Justice made it to where it was that easy. Let me see. I need to pull up your account anyway. I'm going to see if I can get it from the live. Here's one of them. We can watch this 3-minute video. I know you can't see it yet. It's the one I was pulling up earlier, and you'll get to at least hear part of what was part of what Asmongold unredacted, because now I can't find that video. This is the we were watching the video that this guy's watching, but I don't know where it's at now. He might have had it removed. So you can hear, this is one of them that he did on screen. He copy and pasted it and he reads it out. It's the video. The title of this video is Asmongold accidentally unredacted the wrong file from the Epstein files. And maybe the video got taken down. I don't know, but we got this that we'll watch while I try to grab Abraham's link. Obama and Michelle were both named being on the island. I believe it. This was for the files back when he was indicted the first time. Okay. I still want to drop your link though, so I'm going to try to grab that. So we'll at least get to hear one of the files that was unredacted until I locate it. Probably find it on Reddit.
Wait a minute. So why are they hiding JSC interiors?
Because they're probably
why is this getting censored?
Well, you can definitely see why.
I don't understand, because JSC interiors it's not a minor, it's not a victim. So why did it get censored?
They said they would do that, but legally they're not going to allow again.
Because it's not relevant.
Can you
That's
stop
not part of
eating
the law.
while you're streaming?
No, you have to follow
I
the
can't even
rules.
understand what this guy's saying.
Did they follow the rules or not? No, they didn't.
Illegal. I mean,
yeah, I'm working on
a bunch of
little bit of
things they
legal.
did is illegal, right?
Jesus Christ. Okay, it was forced to.
But the reason of it has been unlawworthy.
It was JSC who was forced to.
Hold on.
Wait.
I don't know why I want to subscribe.
Oh, wait a minute.
69 months.
It
Wow,
was a
almost
victim.
like
Oh, no,
67.
I just don't know
but
what it
2
stands
more
for.
bog. XQCL, welcome to the jungle, Jerry.
Okay, but why would they write it like that
Not
though?
let me
Why would they?
share it. Let me see.
Why would they write it like that? Like it's a company who got
I just don't know what it stands for.
like an LLC.
No way. Yeah, what the fuck?
Shit's crazy.
Okay, how about this? For which
Well, I can't read it then.
Indike had signatory authority, made a total of
Hold on.
21 separate withdrawals, each in the amount of $1,000 on every but one business.
So I don't know who this guy is in the corner talking, but what you're seeing is Asmongold go through the Jeffrey Epstein files on the Department of Justice website, right? He is highlighting and copying the document, and you see these black bars, that's redactions, okay? So he's highlighting and copying it, and when you do that, you paste it into Canva or whatever you have on your computer, like a notepad or whatever. And when you paste it, everything that is redacted behind these black lines becomes unredacted. So you can see everything that it says. I'm working on grabbing Abraham's link because it won't let me just share it. So you guys have that. And Lord, I still can't pull it up. If I hate to ask, but if one of my mods is in here, can you grab that? And I'm going to try to find the
Day
files,
from
and we're
April
going to try
9th.
to do it.
Why was this redacted?
But the redactions are illegal. I mean, it is what it is.
You see what just got redacted?
Chat,
Wow,
chat. Who we think is going to be held
57
accountable for any of this anyway, guys? Riddle me this. Who? Because I'm sure they can point fingers at it, but who? Somebody
Did you
has
get in
to
trouble
have
for
some
this, though?
form of backlash for this, right?
I don't know. Maybe they should get in trouble because they're the ones that did it. It's not my fault. They shouldn't have fucked it up.
Bondi.
Wow.
Money laundering
59
is worse.
months.
Protecting the bank.
Merry
This is
Christmas,
insane.
Chat and PVC.
Yeah, they posted it.
They'll probably blame some pawn at like level 1 entry level
be
job,
real.
like fucking, and then say, oh, it was this guy who fucked it up.
Somebody needs to get fired for this shit. Somebody does. Like, this is crazy. Like, if you can't think about it like this, you got a bunch of retards acting like monkeys
Please
in a house
forgive
on
that word.
fire,
He says
trying to put
things
the
like
fire
that. I
out with
don't.
gasoline.
True.
Okay. So I've got the files pulled up, but I'm not finding like the documents with the redactions. This is a video file, but it's the video of the jail. You're welcome, Lori. I never saw Obama's or Jackson's name on any document. You didn't? I don't know. I've seen the documents, just what has come out in the media. Yeah, I know. He says that word, and I apologize about that. I don't like that word either. So it says redacted. They said it doesn't work for everything, but it works for some of it. It's not letting me go over to the unredacted part. So let me find a file that has like redactions and some that's redacted and some that are unredacted for us to try to see if we can figure it out. I don't think it's going to work on this one either. I need the files like what they had, and I don't know which one they are. Masseuses. Look, all the masseuses. That's going to be the girls that they were trafficking, 254. God almighty. Because remember, that's what he said they would do. The girls would get called out to the island under the guise of giving a massage, and then it would turn into different things. Abraham's link. Thank you, Hannah. I was trying to grab it, but I couldn't grab it. It pulled it up in Google, and then I couldn't share it because it wasn't on YouTube. It was being stupid. Abraham said, when you redact a document, you basically create a black triangle over the words. If you don't flatten out that document, thus merging the text and the black, they will remain as two different layers. Yes, and that is exactly what happened. The Department of Justice went over the words with a black line, and when you copy and paste it, it isn't there anymore because the black line is there to keep you from seeing it, but they haven't put it in the actual document. It's like on the Department of Justice website, right? So they visually blocked it on that specific website. So when you copy and paste it into another document, it's unredacted. But I don't know how to find those specific ones, and I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off lately, so I didn't have time to try to grab it. I don't think it's going to be in any of these. Like, they've got pictures and all kinds of things. Let me go back. This one, I mean, a lot of them are from 5 days ago. What is this? That's a big file. That's going to take about an hour to download. Let me try to view it. Oh, here's the pictures. Okay, but I have to go back and click on each one singularly. Thank you, Indie Girl. It's good to see you, love, and thank you for being here. I did miss you, Cindy. If you need to scent your home for Christmas, just simmer cinnamon and cloves on your stove, especially the cloves. It smells wonderful. We were making wassail, and that made the house smell like Christmas. I use a lot of essential oils and things too. There's his house in New York. I'm just clicking through different ones. There's some scary pictures, though, in here. A lot of them are redacted. That room's not even finished. Like, it's weird to me that he lived there for quite a while and like it's not even finished. Very plain, very, very, it doesn't, nothing stands out. You know what I mean? Because I think it was just a means to an end. I think that this house that he had, he would bring people there and it was just a means to do the trafficking, I think. Add some orange and ginger to the pot too with the cinnamon and cloves. Yes, ma'am. Smells amazing. It is. We're going to move on to Melodee. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I just found that out. Mr. Speculating called me in there as Asmongold was like copy and pasting it and it was unredacting. And I was like, oh my God, I got to talk about this. I didn't know that some of you knew about it. I'm kind of new to it. So I just learned. Exactly. It's very simple with no special purchases. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I personally think he was an asset, and it started way back in the 70s or early 80s. His job was essentially to compromise high-ranking officials and elite people everywhere for the CIA and MI5 and 6. I believe that. And I believe that he was hired by politicians and things like that to fulfill their nasty desires, and he did. And I don't think he's dead at all. At all. I've heard that he had body doubles. You know, the presidents have body doubles and things like that too. I think that somebody might have died in that jail cell, but it wasn't Epstein. I think it was a body double. He got control of Wexler's fortune by blackmailing him. Yep. And that's what it's all about for him. And Diddy was doing that, but I don't think he was as big as Epstein. You can sweeten it too. And you can drink it. It's amazing. I love doing stuff like that. I just went for the list, but those are awesome. Yep. All right. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Now we're going to jump over and talk about Melodee. So Melodee Buzzard was 9 years old. She went missing. It was reported in October because she did like an at-home school type of thing, but she would have to go in and she would have to pick up her schoolwork from a class. They noticed a prolonged absence, and so they called the sheriff's department, or it got reported that she was missing. Ashley Buzzard would not talk to the police, would not help them at all. People came outside, protested. It was found out that they took a road trip and they could have gone as far as Nebraska. And during that road trip, they were wearing wigs. The license plate on the vehicle that they rented was changed several times throughout the trip. And a lot of people felt like Melodee had done that Ashley had done something with Melodee. One of Ashley's friends, who was a paralegal, came in. She told him he couldn't leave, asked him how he knew certain information. She was very, very upset, seemed to be in a manic state. Her family said that she had mental disorders that would make her do weird things from time to time. When she was young and lived with her mother, they ran from state to state, hiding from her father, from Ashley's father, and eventually got a place through an organization. So to me and to us, it felt like Ashley might be reliving her life as a young girl with Melodee and trying to hide her from her biological father's family, because her biological father passed away when she was 6 months old. There was a private investigator. The private investigator felt like that Melodee could be in California. He thought that maybe she did come all the way back with Melodee to California and somebody there might have her. There was a rumor started that Ashley met somebody at the zoo and a family with other kids, and that family took Melodee. Nobody could find Melodee for the longest time until yesterday. Yesterday, we were informed that Melodee was located on December 6th, I do believe it was, and she died from multiple gunshot wounds to the head. I definitely think that Ashley was having a mental break. But for me, I'm different than other people. I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is a picture of Ashley and Melodee in the desert. Ashley holding a gun to Melodee's head and Melodee crying and not understanding why and what's about to happen, and the fear in Melodee's eyes as her mother shot her. And that's really hard for me to think about and deal with. And it's a very, very sad situation. Tom, good to see you. Stories from the crib said such a betrayal, such a brutal betrayal of a mother. That poor little girl did everything her mother told her to do. Get dressed, put a wig on, unknowingly follow her mother's plan for her own death. And you're absolutely right. Exactly.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
Melodee probably thought that it was for her protection. You know, of course she listened to her mama. She believed her mama, and she probably thought somebody might have been after them, and she did everything her mama told her to do to make sure they were safe. And then her mother did that. I don't understand why. Like, even with a mental break, why would you kill your child? Julie, good to see you, and Merry Christmas, my love. Scratch the Paint, good to see you, and Merry Christmas. You're in your PJs too? I'm enjoying being in my PJs. Love you too, sweetheart. Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. Good. Hey, Sam Brown. Good to see you, love. Happy holidays to those of you who don't celebrate Christmas. So we're going to go over this presser that the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office did on Melodee Buzzard. And then they've got her photo here, and it reads from February 10th of 2016 to October 9th of 2025. So they're thinking that she died on October 9th of 2025 is what I'm gathering from that. That could be the last day she was seen. They probably haven't done forensics. I do know that 2 people found her, but when they found her in the desert, she was just she was just described as a female. They didn't know it was Melodee. Happy solstice. I want to talk to y'all about that before we leave. Miss King of Anything said, I don't care if this mother had mental health problems, but she knew what she was doing and really went out of her way to hide it. She knew what she was doing was wrong. And that's another great point.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
It's going to be harder for her to plead insanity because she went out of her way to hide it. She knew what she was doing was wrong. I mean, you can tell that she was changing the license plates. They were wearing wigs. She lied about her being missing and all of that. So I think that's going to work against her in court. It is so sad, Shelby. I agree. A mental break that was planned out with wigs, false number plates, and a long journey all over the place. Yep. And I just can't imagine what Melodee went through. The fear, the trying to understand. All right, so we're going to watch this presser and talk about it. If it'll load. Hopefully it will.
51 a.m. Members of our sheriff's office and the FBI arrested her mother, Ashley Lynn Buzzard, for her murder. Maternal filicide is rare and always difficult to comprehend. But this level of criminal activity is particularly shocking given the calculated, cold-blooded, and criminally sophisticated premeditation and heartlessness that went into planning it crime. We have recovered a significant amount of evidence that clearly indicates that this heinous crime was committed by Ashley Buzzard, Melodee's mother, and the very person upon who she relied upon and trusted the most in this world.
See, that's what's hard for me. They did get, from what I understand, they did get DNA from the scene that links Ashley to the crime, and they found a shell casing or a bullet in their house that matched the firearm that was used on Melodee. The position and level of trust that Ashley had from Melodee is what makes it so much worse. I mean, again, just thinking about what Melodee was thinking, what she was going through, the fear, the trying to understand. It's a lot, and it's really sad.
From the moment this case was reported, our detectives pursued every lead with determination, with urgency, and with compassion. Our investigators and those of our allied agencies worked simultaneously on multiple fronts, some maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Ashley Buzzard, while others focused on the painstaking collection, analysis, and verification of multiple fronts, some maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Ashley Buzzard.
I'm sorry, it's jumping. My internet, it's not. I got to fix it. Yes, they found her in Utah. I believe it was Colorado-Utah border. It's in this article. I do believe it was in Utah. The last place she was seen was the Colorado-Utah border, and she was found, from my understanding, in a remote area. I'm thinking the desert. I don't know if it specifically said the desert, but she was located out there with multiple gunshot wounds to the head. The guy may be the issue. Wayne County, Utah. Thank you so much, Stories from the Crib. I did a short on it real quick because, like I said, I mean, I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but I have been running around and I still have a lot to do. And I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So I didn't grab that. It's in this article that we're watching, all that information, but we're watching the presser right now, so I can't see it. So thank you for that information. Stories from the crib. It was Wayne County, Utah. I remember reading that yesterday. I don't know how anybody could do this. Norma, good to see you, love, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. They haven't got the firearm used yet, though, from what I understand. Okay, you might know more than me right now, Cracker Jacks.
In this case, to where it stands today. Throughout this investigation, our detectives faced deliberate efforts to prevent them from finding Melodee and uncovering the truth. Despite those attempts,
from her mama,
their focus never wavered. They remained disciplined, methodical, and relentless in their pursuit of the facts. Whenever obstacles were placed in their path,
that's good to know.
Their focus never wavered.
Okay, don't be.
They remain disciplined, methodical, and relentless in their pursuit of the facts. Whenever obstacles not fade, they followed the.
I'm going to ask my kids to get off the internet real quick. So I apologize about that. Cindy said, I wonder what Melodee suffered at the hands of her mother. Just living with her and the paranoia, it's heartbreaking, and hoping for justice for Melodee. Me too. From what her family members said in the beginning, like she went over there and there was like rotted food in the refrigerator that she felt like Melodee was expected to eat. She wasn't in regular school. Ashley appeared to have lost a lot of weight. She had cut her hair all off. They were wearing wigs. I mean, I wish that it could have been different. I wish this outcome was a lot different. And to find out the day before Christmas Eve that this is what happened, it's just, I will be thinking about Melodee this Christmas and have her on my mind, because it's just, I just keep replaying in my mind the fear of seeing your mama standing there with a gun about to shoot you and not understanding. 9 years old. It's a lot. Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I mean, and what did she tell her to get her to go? Where did she think they were going? Like, oh, we're going to the best place. It's probably said something like, we're going to go see rainbows and unicorns, or something that meant, something really bad, but to a child would sound like the best place ever. And it's hard. It's really hard. Her house was a mess, which is going to be indicative of a mental break. But again, thank God she tried to hide her tracks and lied to the police, because that's going to keep her from getting an insanity plea, in my opinion. Hey, Kalisa, good to see you. It is very sad, but Merry Christmas in the middle of nowhere where she couldn't call for help. And that's planned too. Jenny Jen, my love, A1 from day one, good to see you. They may never find it. That area is thousands of square miles high desert. There's nothing out there. I believe it. Content Angel, good to see you. Merry Christmas, my love.
Facts wherever they led, and that ultimately they relied on the evidence. Their commitment did not falter, and their determination did not fade. They followed the facts wherever they led, and that ultimately is what brought clarity and resolution to this. Detail of our allied agencies that helped us, but
they did find a bullet in the home that matched bullets that were in Melodee. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, even though this is jumpy. I just asked the kids to get off the internet, so hopefully that'll fix it.
two in particular that I want to recognize at the start of this case. Before I do that, though, before I walk through it, I want to thank Investigation, and has helped us
Colorado
not only in our
doesn't, but
region
Utah and California do. Okay. Oh, thank you, Content.
area, but also out of state. And I particularly want to thank Sheriff Micah Gully and the members of the Wayne County been with us throughout the investigation. And
I'm going to pause that for a second.
And has helped.
Hold on, sorry. Hopefully it'll load better. Like I said, I'm going to work on fixing my internet, but I haven't been able to yet. It would have been more terrifying if she did it at night. Imagine your own mother pulling over in the middle of nowhere and your mother has you get out of the car, right? Stories from the crib. I mean, and then, like, again, it's a lot because, you know, you've seen movies and of course I wasn't there, but they portray it as like, you know, the mom will be like, oh, we're going to go see daddy. We're going to go see daddy, right? Dad's dead. We're going to go see daddy and it's going to be so beautiful and the sky is going to be clear and it's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. So to a 9-year-old child who doesn't understand that she's in the middle of a mental break and talking about heaven, she's thinking that they're really going to go see daddy. Oh, wow, my dad's alive or something, you know, like that's what she said. I don't know what she said. Obviously, I wasn't there, but I can imagine or I can speculate that she told her some fantastic story. Oh, we're going to see daddy and it's going to be so beautiful and amazing and you're going to be so happy and you're going to love it. And Melodee's excited, you know, but we got to wear wigs because where daddy's at, you know, they could track us, they could find us and we have to be safe. Okay, mommy, I'll put the wig on, I'll wear it, you know, stopping to change license plates and all that. And she's just ready for an adventure. And then her mom pulls over and is like, Melodee, baby, you got to get out the car. Probably crying, probably upset, probably saying, I love you, and then pulling out a gun and just not understanding, like, why, mommy, why? Like, you know, do you get what and that's why it's very difficult for me because there's only so many ways that it could have went, and that has to be somewhat of the way that it went. Melodee would not have gone with her if she's like, baby, we're going to drive to the desert and I'm going to shoot you. I'm sure Melodee would have took off running. Do you get what I'm saying? She didn't shoot once. She did it a number of times. Yes, she did. She was callous and heartless and has been ever since, removing posters. Yep. Not telling them where she's at. I hope she gets tried in Utah. She was found in Wayne County, Utah. She was probably shot at the scene, so it should be Utah. I hope she gets the death penalty. They said she's being charged in California. That might not be good. I think she said, where was it at? She said that, okay, California does have the death penalty, so either way, I hope she gets it. Hey, La Maestria or Maria, good to see you and Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Utah has nice prisons. I don't know. Utah schools and prisons are out of this world. I believe it. Aren't they saying she killed her where she was found? I'm thinking that she probably did. So I don't understand why they would charge her in California.
It's not only in our regional area, but that assisted us with their
in
partnership,
California because it was
their
planned there.
professionalism,
Okay, that makes sense.
and for their commitment to this case. This level of coordination among jurisdictions was essential. This level of coordination among jurisdictions was
I have no idea. Teacher.
essential. It was
I'm about to
superb,
refresh this.
and we are grateful for the support provided at every
If it keeps
stage.
doing that.
While this remains an active criminal case and certain details are still being investigated and cannot be disclosed at this time, investigative milestones.
Okay, let me refresh this and see if that helps. I told the kids to get off the internet. We'll have to wait just a minute for it to refresh. Ms. King said the death penalty is still there. It was the California governor who put the moratorium on the death penalty, so when new administration comes, it could be activated. That's good. You know what? I think that that's how she should go out because that's what she gave Melodee. Melodee didn't get a chance to be heard, a jury, a trial, a court appearance, nothing. She got straight to...
Congratulations to Frank Galvan, honored.
Straight to sentencing, which was the firing squad handed down by her mother. Like, I think that it should be the same thing for Ashley, firing squad. So she knows what Melodee went through. and the terror. But it still wouldn't be the same because that poor baby, I mean, to have your mother doing that. All right, we'll see if it's working better now. I apologize for my internet. Nope, we got a timeline pulled up. I went too far back. We'll keep it right there.
Disclosed at this time. I can share with you now a timeline outlining the major investigative milestones.
I think she did too.
October 14th, 2005. A school administrator reported Melodee's prolonged absence from school. Deputies responded to the family's residence in Lompoc, where her mother, Ashley Buzzard, was contacted. Melodee was not at the residence, and Ashley provided no verifiable explanation for Melodee's whereabouts. October 15th, 2025. Melodee was not at the residence, and Ashley provided no verifiable explanation for Melodee's whereabouts.
That was the big thing in this case, because I'm telling you right now, if you come to my house looking for my child and I tell you I don't know where my child is and I'm not going to tell you where my child is, I'm going to jail. So a lot of us were very upset with the fact that she could say, I'm not telling you where my child is, and give no answers whatsoever and still be free. The only reason she went to jail was because she held that Tyler boy hostage, allegedly, and then the charges were immediately dropped. Miss Scorpio Rising, thank you so much for gifting 5 speculation station memberships. And I can see who they went to now because I have it up on my phone. Those went to Pamela, Mellon, Chaos, Miss Lankford, and Dana Gopener. Sorry if I slaughtered y'all's names. I do apologize. If you guys were gifted from Miss Scorpio, please tell Miss Scorpio thank you. Thank you, Miss Scorpio. Merry Christmas to all of y'all. I hope you enjoy the videos you now have access to and the new ones I will be getting out. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. And I will grab the Polar Express to pick our new members up. Thank you, Miss Scorpio. All aboard the speculation station. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio. Crackerjack said, was it because of her mental health issues she was given more rights than her vulnerable child? That's a thought-provoking question right there, and one that we have to ask. I mean, by the time anybody knew anything, it was already too late, but she should have been sitting in jail. Miss King of Anything said it was the same with Lori Daybell, and I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about JJ or Tylee and what they went through with their mama, calling them damn dark, evil. So sad. Abraham, our voice of reason, said legally you wouldn't go to jail, but they would do shady stuff to keep you there. But would they do shady stuff to keep you there? Yes. This case is so high profile that law enforcement wasn't not looking to violate her rights. Right. I think that, yeah. My headphone dropped. I think that because it garnered so much attention, they probably wanted to make sure to do everything specifically and by the book. That makes a lot of sense, Abraham. Zombies was what Lori called them. Yep. Like, I couldn't imagine that either. That's a hard one to think about, being a child or a teenager like Tylee was, and your mama calling you a fucking zombie and shit after you've lied to the police to cover up her shooting Charles. You know what I mean? Oh, Maria, thank you so much for the super sticker. That was so sweet of you. Thank you for that, sweetheart. Merry Christmas. Look, it's a heart. No, it's a rose. My heart was covering it up. It was a beautiful rose. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Rose from Melodee. That is so very sweet and so fitting. That is so sweet. It really is. Thank you for that. That really struck me. It did, because that is beautiful. Like, I don't even know what to say right now. Putting a rose for her. That is very beautiful. Very beautiful. She was so pretty too. Like a rose for a beautiful rose. She was so, like, I wish she was still here. She said that they were possessed. She sure did, by demons. Yep. Yep. So sad.
October 15th, 2025. Detectives served a search warrant at the Buzzard residence. Had recently rented a car.
Sorry.
And video surveillance images were obtained showing Ashley and Melodee at the rental car office, both of them wearing wigs in an apparent attempt to conceal their identity. These images were shared with the public on October the 22nd in an attempt to obtain office, both of them wearing wigs in an apparent attempt to conceal their identity. These images were shared with the public on October the 22nd in an attempt to obtain additional information about their whereabouts. Multi-state round-trip travel route.
So beautiful.
That included California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, and Nebraska. Own movements along a multi-state round-trip travel route that including Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and then back to California.
So that's the route she traveled. They're talking about the wigs they were wearing, which here is that photo. I'll pull that up over here. I'm sure it's over here. Yep, there's the photo where they are in the rental car agency wearing wigs. It's interesting to me that Ashley's wearing a wig that looks just like Melodee's hair. And then here's the photo of Melodee with her beautiful smile. Just a bright light in the world that deserved to have a life and go to prom. And I can't. It pisses me off. It makes me so upset.
Detectives learned that along this on the vehicle she had rented to a New York plate. And detectives learned that along this trip, Ashley switched the license plates on the vehicle she had rented to a New York plate. It's with Ashley on the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border on Thursday.
So they're talking about that she switched the license plate out, and he's saying the last time that Melodee was seen was on the Colorado-Utah border on October 9th, I think it was. Tom said, met a guy on my trip who was the boss of the guy that buried those children in a school bus in California in 1976. The kids were rescued a couple days later. There's crazy people everywhere. That's insane. The Dee Snider wig. Yeah, Cracker Jacks pointed out that wasn't even a recent photo of her for the missing poster. That also says a lot about her considered value. I think that her mom, if she was having a mental break, she might not have, she probably stopped taking photos, but she did have a phone. Like, if you're having a mental break and you think the FBI or the government's tracking you, you might not take a lot of pictures, and you might not have phones, TVs, things like that, that you feel like people could be watching you on, but she did have a phone. I don't think that Melodee saw it coming either, which is upsetting. And I agree, Norma. She is evil. That was such an evil thing to do.
Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And detectives now believe that Melodee was murdered shortly after that stop. On October the 30th, sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI evidence response team, responded and served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashley Buzzard, as well as for a storage locker that she had rented, and upon the car that she had recently rented as well. During the search of the Mars Avenue residence. An expended cartridge case she had rented, and upon the car that she had recently rented as well.
I'm going to try to pull this up on YouTube and see if it works any better. I'll get us back to that point. Maria pointed out that maybe that was the latest school picture because it was the school that reported her missing. That makes a lot of sense. I know it's on YouTube. It should be. I am looking. Yeah, that's it. Okay, before we do that, we're going to jump back over here and I'm just going to read the article to you real quick. I did a short on the article, but just to give you the background of the new developments, and then we'll go to the presser to the 7-minute mark, and hopefully it'll stop jumping like that. The article reads, California mom charged in 9-year-old's homicide, trial died from gunshots to the head. Santa Barbara County, California, Ashley Buzzard, the mother of missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard, has been taken into custody in connection with the investigation into her daughter's disappearance, sources told ABC News. She was charged Tuesday with her daughter's homicide, according to the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, and is being held without bail. Multiple law enforcement sources told ABC News that Melodee's body was found December 6th of 2025 in Wayne County, Utah, in an area where Melodee and Ashley Buzzard traveled in October. The sheriff's office said the girls' remains were found by 2 people and were initially identified as those of a female. Investigators believe Melodee was homicided and was likely dead in October before she was reported missing. Her cause of death was determined to be multiple gunshot wounds to the head. Sources said Ashley Buzzard was taken into custody after DNA results linked her to the recovered remains. On December 17th of 2025, investigators determined cartridges found at the Utah scene matched a single cartridge found at the Buzzard residence. On Monday, the FBI informed the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office that the remains were a familial match to Ashley Buzzard. The sheriff's office said it will share, quote, major developments, unquote, in the case at a news conference Tuesday. The investigation began October 14th when a school district administrator reported Melodee's, quote, extended absence, unquote, to authorities, the sheriff's office said. Investigators determined Melodee and her mother left the Lampic, California home October 7th for a three-day road trip that took them toward Nebraska. Melodee was last seen alive October 9th near the Colorado-Utah border, authorities said. Ashley Buzzard returned to Lampic on October 10th with the rental car the pair had obtained October 7th, but Melodee was not with her, the sheriff's office said. Authorities have alleged Ashley Buzzard wore wigs and swiped license plates during the trip, and they say she did not cooperate with the search for Melodee. Hey, Kat. Melodee had an older sister who's 23 and was trying to get custody. I believe it. And the fact that her mother couldn't just let her have custody, no, she had to take her damn life. It's just so, I'm so upset and angry about it. Miss King of Anything said, any of these cases with kids is so upsetting, but this case, for some reason, makes me so mad and upset. And this so-called mother should never be out of prison. I agree 100% with that. It infuriates me more too. I don't know if it's because of the mental deterioration, like just thinking about what Melodee went through, the fear that she endured, and the rotten food in the refrigerator that was reported in the beginning. It's just a lot. I think she went through a lot in her short life. Rosie, good to see you, love, and Merry Christmas. It's so sad. If mom didn't want her, she could have given her to others to care for her. Yep. Stories from the Crib said, my deepest condolences to her family. May she be with her father and be in his hands. And that's one thing we can take solace in. We do know that she's with her daddy now. Yep, her grandmother wanted her to. And I think that CPS did get involved at one point. So why I don't understand why she was being hid like that. Yep, she had a lot of family that loved her and could have taken care of her. Even Ashley's mom wanted her and was willing to take her and take care of her. All right, I'm going to go to 6:56 because we were at about the 7-minute mark in the other video, and this one hopefully won't jump like that one did.
A New York plate, and found out that she would back her vehicle into gas stations in an apparent attempt to avoid detection by their surveillance cameras. Melodee was last seen
Hold on, I'm
on
going to back
video
this up just a
surveillance
little
with
bit because that's going to be indicative of a mental break again, or maybe not, maybe just trying not to be tracked. But I mean, again, the fact that she hid it, came home and lied about it would prove that she knew right from wrong, which it would not help in an insanity plea. Abraham said, I think she looked very thin in that photo with the wig and hoodie. She did. She did. She sure did.
Nevada, and then back to California. Detectives learned that along this trip, Ashley switched the license plates on the vehicle she had rented to a New York plate, and found out that she would back her vehicle into gas stations in an apparent attempt to avoid detection by their surveillance cameras. Melodee was last seen on video surveillance with Ashley on the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border on Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And detectives now believe that Melodee was murdered shortly after that stop.
So she was found close to the place she was last seen. Abraham said she will be charged in the county where the intent was formed, which was at home. Why is that? Why would they charge the person where the plan was made instead of where the crime actually happened? Because you had to start with the plan, a plan went into motion and then the crime happened? Is that why? I hope it doesn't work for this because, I mean, she obviously knew right from wrong.
On October the 30th, sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI evidence response team, responded and served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashley Buzzard, as well as for a storage locker that she had rented and upon the car that she had recently rented as well. During the search of the Mars Avenue residence, an expended cartridge case was recovered. During the search of the vehicle, a live round of similar ammunition was located.
So they found a spent round, basically a cartridge from a bullet that had already been fired at home. Really, Tom? That's interesting. Yeah, her mother planned it in California. It is I've never been there, but I've heard it's a beautiful area. Abraham said yes, because the intent comes first and then the act comes second. Okay, that makes sense. They did say in the update at 2 p.m. yesterday that she would be tried where the crime occurred, but I don't know. Okay, so it is going to be California.
Detectives submitted the expended cartridge case to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for inclusion in their national database called NIBIN, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network.
That's a good point.
December the 6th,
she did cross state lines.
2025. Members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos just off the 3300 block of East State Route 24 in a remote part of Wayne County, Utah.
Is that a photo of like sticks and trees with snow on the ground? Like a tree trunk or something that has holes in it and then snow on top of it? I don't know what that's a picture of.
This couple had discovered the decomposed body of a deceased person off of the side adjacent to West Caneville Road.
That makes sense.
On December 8th, 2025, a member of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office
Okay.
notified the Santa Barbara
Thank you.
County Sheriff's Office of the discovery of the unidentified found body. Although immediate identification of the deceased person was not possible, it was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head. December 17th, 2025, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives examination of cartridge cases found at the Utah crime scene resulted in a NIBIN hit, linking them to the single cartridge case that was found at the Buzzard residence.
Thank God for that. No, Crackerjacks. There are two different states in North Carolina, in the United States. Trying to pull it up on a map. And the only reason I know it's because, you know, I live in the US. Colorado is right here. This is Nevada. I think this is Utah. No, I'm probably wrong. Anyway, this is California, right? This purple one right here. Utah, I think, is this one. I know that's Idaho. That's going to be Nevada. Oh, now we can see them. Okay. This is Colorado. Yeah, this green one right here is Utah. Yellow is Nevada. The yellow one's Arizona. And then the purple one down here is New Mexico. So Ashley was found in this green square one right here. And then California is the purple one right here. That's where she'll be tried at.
On December 22nd,
yeah, it was
yesterday,
blurry. I'm glad it loaded.
The FBI crime lab notified our agency that DNA analysis had determined that the remains found in Utah were a familial DNA match to Ashley Buzzard. Today, December 23rd, 2025, members of the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office and the FBI served search and arrest warrants at the Mars Avenue residence and arrested Ashley Lynn Buzzard for the murder of Melodee Buzzard. Ashley was taken into custody without incident, and she was booked at the Northern Branch Jail for first-degree murder, where she is currently being held without bail.
You know, Abraham, that's important. They already picked the state. When you have multiple states in a crime such as homicide, it comes down to where the intent was formed. They have proof the intent was formed at home. And I'm wondering what proof they have, because if you think about it, you would have to prove that she set out on the road trip with the intention of committing Melodee's homicide. Like, if you can't prove that, then they could argue, no, she set out on this road trip to go see a mountain or whatever. And then it was decided in that moment when they were driving back or driving wherever that she was going to take Melodee's life because of a mental break. So it is important to remember that there's got to be evidence that she planned this at home. And that's why she's being charged in California. I'm wondering what evidence they have. Oh, Cindy, I wanted to do something for y'all. I'm going to have to do it after the first of the year, but I'm going to get in Discord either later tonight or tomorrow and talk to y'all, because y'all mean the world to me too. My mods are very special to me too. Last year I was able to do more, but this year it's just been, there's a lot going on, and I wish I could have made you some homemade cookies. Oh, Abella is listening back in an hour or sooner. Okay, love. Good to see you. Tom said that poor girl out in the elements, and there's lots of animals there. It's amazing they found her at all. Yeah, thank God for that.
While these developments represent important steps towards holding Ashley Buzzard accountable for the murder of her daughter, they do not diminish the profound loss that we are acknowledging today.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
this
haven't watched
case
the
is now
conference
moving
yet.
through the court system, there are limits on what additional detail we can share publicly at this time. At this point, I'm going to ask Lieutenant Chris Gottschall to recognize the personnel and agencies whose work in our region was instrumental in this investigation.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I love you too.
Good afternoon.
Look at that safetiness.
This
I'm
case
unmuted
required
now.
an extraordinary level of coordination
That's sexy.
and commitment amongst all
Yeah.
agencies. I want to specifically recognize the detectives who tirelessly worked from the very beginning, including lead detective Joe Oliver, Detective Ruben Esparza, Detective Matt Maxwell, Detective Cliff Kabasig, Detective Thomas Brownlee, and Sergeant Jeff McDonald, along with numerous investigators, sheriff's deputies, professional staff, and support personnel who contributed countless hours to this effort.
Cracker Jack said the rounds at home, same as empty casings, would that work as evidence? I think so. I mean, the fact they definitely they've got Ashley's DNA at the scene, and the fact that there's a shell casing at home that matches the firearm that was out there. Yeah, I think it definitely comes into play. Okay, Abellas, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, well, thank you. But I am going to do something. It's just going to be later this year, but I'm going to talk to y'all about it in Discord. I need to get my butt in there more than I have been.
I'd also like to acknowledge our allied agencies whose cooperation and assistance were essential to advancing this investigation across multiple jurisdictions. A special thanks to our Santa Maria resident agency of the FBI, Supervisory Senior Resident Agent Mike Rusev, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the California Department of Justice, the Santa Barbara County District Attorney's Office, Santa Barbara County Child Welfare Services, the Lompoc Unified School District, and Santa Barbara County Search and Rescue. At this time, I would like to invite Special Agent in Charge Patrick Grandy, executive from the FBI Los Angeles Field Office, to speak about the FBI's key role in supporting this investigation.
Good afternoon. My name is Patrick Grandy. I'm a special agent in charge with the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. Various FBI field offices in multiple states devoted resources to this investigation, and I can confidently speak on behalf of all FBI employees when I say that our collective hearts are broken as a result of this senseless outcome. The agents in our Santa Maria office, just north of here, worked tirelessly for the past couple of months with the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office.
Oh, Lord.
And this has no doubt affected them as well personally. We were all hoping to find Melodee alive, as you undoubtedly were as well. That said, the FBI will continue to provide resources to the County of Santa Barbara as they pursue justice for Melodee, whether that be laboratory services, running down leads in other states, or other investigative assets.
So it sounds like the FBI is helping, but it's not their case.
As I mentioned, this investigation spanned multiple states. FBI field offices in Denver, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Omaha, Salt Lake City, San Diego, and San Francisco, as well as numerous other local partners provided resources. In particular, as the sheriff mentioned, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Utah and their medical examiner for their dedication to Melodee's remains once they were found. Thank you in advance for bearing with me, as I would like to recognize the following agencies that also played a significant role in this investigation. As the sheriff mentioned, it was quite extensive. From the state of Colorado, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Colorado Department of Transportation, Colorado State Police, Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Grand Junction, Colorado Police Department, Gunnison Police Department, Gunnison Sheriff's Office, Salida Police Department.
What are y'all talking about in chat?
From the state of Nebraska, the Nebraska State Police.
I'm going to skip it ahead a little bit. I'm glad that all these agencies came together to help find her. I don't need to know every single one, but I'm glad they all worked together to locate her.
the Utah State Bureau of Investigation, and the Utah Department of Public Safety. Lastly, I'd like to recognize the media for reporting on this story continuously, and for members of the public who called in tips. We continue to urge anyone with information about Melodee's murder to contact law enforcement. Thank you, and I'll turn it back over to the sheriff.
I don't think anybody else has any information. I think they've got what they're going to find, because I don't think she would have told anybody. Oh my goodness. Abraham, thank you so much. I was reading some of what you had said, but I haven't read all of it yet. That was so sweet of you. We'll have to do a thing where we draw out, like, do some kind of membership or thing where we can give stuff out. Thank you, Abraham. That was so very sweet and thoughtful. Thank you, and Merry Christmas. Want to be sleuthing something? Thank you for saying thank you. I know that Chow and Miss Scorpio gifted memberships today, so if you got it today, it was probably one of them. Thank you for saying thank you. You're eating more pizza. I made the little smokies in the crock pot. How about the people that found her? Oh, good point. I'm wondering if they brought them up and showed pictures, but I don't think they would mention them. I wonder how they're doing and if they're okay. They'll probably be interviewed at some point. The questions at the end are good. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to skip the whole thing. I didn't think it was important to know every sheriff's agency that helped.
Thank you. Let me just conclude by saying these remarks.
Me too.
The circumstances of Melodee Buzzard's murder are heartbreaking. All of us who have been involved in this case have been deeply affected by it.
Yeah.
We were hoping against hope that she would be safely found.
A lot of us were.
This outcome is deeply tragic, and on behalf of the entire Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office,
Oh, wow.
I want to extend our deepest condolences to those who knew and loved Melodee. I want to take a moment to
Yeah, she was found December 6th of 2025, but in that moment, she was just identified as a female. Cold and alone, scared. And her mama just left her out there. Yeah, it does, Rachel.
speak directly to the Meza and Buzzard families who have endured
Good point.
unimaginable pain throughout this
She's
ordeal.
gonna have to park it, sit it
Their
down.
strength, their patience, and their steadfast hope
Oh,
have been
yay.
evident from the very beginning.
That's awesome.
No
Merry
family
Christmas.
should ever have to experience this kind of loss. And our hearts are with them today and will be with them in the difficult days ahead. We stand with them and we remain
4:30
committed
here, I
to
believe.
securing justice for Melodee. I also want to thank the members of the media, both you here in our region and those out of state, for your continued coverage, including the conveyance of Melodee's image and the circumstances of her disappearance all across America. Your involvement played a meaningful role in advancing this investigation. To the members of our community who followed this case closely, thank you for your engagement, for your support, and for your willingness to come forward with information. The loss of a child is among the most profound tragedies any community can endure, and that loss is exacerbated when it is at the hand of someone else, and particularly at the hand of the one who should have loved them the most. Today, we stand together in grief, but also with resolve. Melodee deserved a far better life than she had. We will honor her memory by ensuring that every step of this process is handled with care, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to justice. Our investigation does not end here. We will continue working closely with prosecutors and ensure that the judicial process moves forward
with integrity. May God bless the innocent soul of Melodee Buzzard, who we will never, ever forget. Thank you, and I'll now turn it back over to our PIO, Raquel.
Look, I'm muted like hell, having a moment. It's really not fair because there were so many people willing to help her. And I hate it when CPS is wrong, but I hate it more when CPS is wrong. I hate it when CPS is wrong and they take children that shouldn't have been taken, right? But I hate it more when they don't take children and that child ends up dead. Yep, she was backing into the gas station, backing into the parking spaces to keep from being seen. Yep. I'm going to be honest. I really didn't think she would have done this. I thought she was hidden. I did too want to be sleuthing. I thought somebody else might have her, and that she was hidden somewhere. I thought she took her to somebody. I did. I mean, at least we know she's not being trafficked, but. Oh, I need to pull that up too. Thank you. After this.
We have allotted some time if anybody has any follow-up questions. Again, reinforcing the fact that we do have an ongoing investigation, and while we're trying to balance transparency with seeking justice for Melodee, so we do have an opportunity to take just a few questions. Yes, Crystal.
Yeah, Raquel, I'm just curious to know, do we believe at this moment that Ashley acted alone, or is there any potential leads that other suspects may be involved?
So the question is, do we believe
That's
that
a good question.
Ashley acted alone
think
in
she
this
did.
homicide? I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Gottschall. Please step to the podium.
Thank you for your question.
I think she acted alone because she would have been too scared to tell anybody else. With as much scrutiny as it's gotten, she would have told police where she was had she been alive. You think so? I think that she was in such a mental state with a mental break that even if she was alive, she would have never told. You read what? Oh, a judge ruled for her to stay with mom. You read somewhere. I am sleepy. I am a little bit sleepy. I haven't got much rest lately.
Investigation thus far has revealed that at this time, we don't believe that anyone else was involved.
Right here, yes.
Raquel, the sheriff mentioned the retrieval of cartridges
Yes.
and the live rounds. Is the murder weapon in evidence?
So the question is about the location of the murder weapon, if we have that in our evidence or in our possession at this time. I'll turn that over to Sheriff Brown.
Thank you. Yeah, the short answer is no. We do not have the murder weapon yet, but we continue to seek it.
I'll come back to you for your follow-up question in just a moment. Go ahead, yes.
Will this case be tried in Santa Barbara County or elsewhere?
Okay, so the question is where this trial will take place. I believe Sheriff Brown will have a response for that.
Yes, the plan is that this trial will take place here, since the intent was believed to have been formed here in our county prior to going on this road trip and committing the actual crime.
So there's the intent was formed in their county. So that's where it's going to take place. Because you have to intend to do something. And then when you set out to do that and you actually commit that crime, you start where you intended, because that's where the action of the crime was in California. Like, she set out to commit this crime. So I get that, and I understand that. Want to be sleuthing something said, how do we go forward and protect children in these situations while not trampling over the rights of parents? It's such a complicated situation, and it is. It is, and that's a good question. I don't know what the answer is. I wish I did. But wouldn't law enforcement have told the court if she was having a mental break? Wouldn't the jail look for those signs when she was arrested? Well, when you're arrested, especially with a high-profile case, you would be put into solitary immediately. They would look for signs of it, but that probably wouldn't be released due to HIPAA. Maria, thank you so much for the super sticker. That was so sweet of you. Oh, it's got a little coffee cup and it says for you. I need to go get some coffee because I am a bit sleepy. I'm sitting over here drinking Red Bull. Thank you. I might go fix me a cup of coffee. I really appreciate that, Maria, for the coffee. Thank you so much. That was so very sweet. Merry Christmas, sweetheart. Yeah, some tea or coffee. Yeah, I need to go get some coffee. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. That was so sweet of you. Thank you so much.
So we're going to have room for just a couple more questions. I'll volley back here. Yes.
And for any of you, I know early in the investigation, investigators had been out in those various areas along the road trip. Had that area in Wayne County been searched at all?
So the question is if investigators on their initial routes had been through that area of Wayne County. I believe you're asking if we'd specifically probably been to the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
I'm going to refer to Lieutenant Gottschall for that.
Thank you for your question. We've been following a ton of leads, looking at a lot of different data and information. It is an expansive area of the United States that we were researching, and unfortunately, we didn't have specific location information until recently. Thank you.
Yes.
When can we expect a mugshot of Ashley to be released?
I'm gonna drink my Red Bull and then I'm gonna get some coffee, y'all. I did just take some of this Jet Alert double strength caffeine. Now I took like 4 of these on the drive out here trying to stay awake to drive, and I got sick as a dog. So hopefully I won't get sick. I'm only taking 1, so I shouldn't get sick. It says stay awake with easy to take caffeine, safe as coffee, non-habit forming, double strength. Has 200 milligrams of caffeine. Good Lord. Well, I reckon I won't be sleepy anymore. Merry Christmas, Scratch. I hope you have a good Christmas, sweetheart. So nice when they repeat what the question is. Yeah, I love when they do that. Hey, Mary, this is sad. Excuse me. It's very sad. We've been talking about how sad it is. Yeah, well, I've been busy. Like I said, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And we still have a lot of cookies to make. We still have a lot to do. So I'm getting a little sleepy, but I need to get up and get moving. And I've got a lot of stuff to do. So since I'm trying to stay awake and I've got a lot to do, it was okay for me to take it. I had to dig it out of a box under my bed because I don't take it. Like I said, the last time I took it was on the drive out here. So I'm taking it today, but no, it's not something I would normally take, but I need to stay awake and do the cookies and things with the kids. Yeah, I don't take it like that, but like I said, it's not something I would use on a normal basis. Rosie, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I almost called it a super sticker. Thank you for the super chat. Rosie, I'm sorry. Rosie says, love you all. Thanks, Jess, for your hard work. Thank you for being here and thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. If y'all don't mind, twinkle, twinkle over to the thumbs up. Thank you, Rosie.
Come on, players, stop hating. Stop hating. Start participating. Start participating, Star. Come on, twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle, baby. Thank you so much for that, Rosie. This doesn't tell me how much caffeine it has in it. I drink it because I like the way it tastes, but it don't tell me how much caffeine's in it. CPS took me and my brother away from our mom for no reason. See, there's stories like that out there, and that pisses me off, right? Because we're out here taking children from parents for no fucking reason. But then when you need to take the child doesn't get taken. They do. I've already been asked, can they open a gift this morning? I said, no. You know that we open the gift at the end, towards the end of the evening. So they do. They get to open a gift tonight. That's been a tradition for a while. I want to talk to y'all about another tradition we
I'll
have.
have you email me on privately on that. We'll proceed with that. We'll take one final question here, and then that'll be a wrap for us. Yes.
Is there a motive that you can share with us at all?
The question is to a motive. If we have one established, I'll have Sheriff Brown cover.
We have not established a motive at this point. We have obviously established that it is what's known as a filicide. The slaying of
we did that one
of
year.
a child, in this case, a maternal filicide. And there's been a lot of study and a lot of discussion about that and what motivates people to do that. But as far as
we looked up filicide, and we're going to look that up again. Hannah, I'm so sorry. I love you, and I'm sending you all of the Christmas love I can, and I'm going to do something for my lovely moderators after, probably right after the new year. Okay, so I looked up filicide, and this popped up. We owe you an explanation. You just been, if y'all see that, I wouldn't mess with it. There's so many other dope, wonderful places you can send your money to, and you're right. Filicide. Filicide is the deliberate act of a parent killing their own child. The word filicide is derived from the Latin word filis and filla, meaning son and daughter, and the suffix "side" from the word cadere, meaning kill. The word can refer for both the crime and the perpetrator of the crime. In 1999, U.S. Department of Justice study concluded that mothers were responsible for a higher share of children killed during infancy between 1976 and 1997 in the United States, while fathers were more likely to have been responsible for the homicides of children aged 8 and older. Parents were responsible for 61 of child homicides under the age of 5. Sometimes there is a combination of homicide and suicide in filicide cases. On average, according to the FBI statistics, 450 children are homicided by their parents each year in the United States. An in-depth, oh, that's just talking about places. Like 45 of filicide suicide cases in the United Kingdom happened between 1997 and 2006, and it showed that 37% of perpetrators have recorded mental illness at the time. Sorry, let me restart that sentence. An in-depth longitudinal study of 297 cases convicted of filicide and 45 of filicide suicide in the United Kingdom between 1997 and 2006 showed that 37% of the perpetrators had a recorded mental illness at the time. The most common diagnoses were mood disorders and personality disorders rather than psychosis, but the latter accounted for 15% of cases, which means psychosis accounted for 15% of the cases. Similar to findings in a large Danish study, the majority had not had contact with mental health services prior to the homicides, and few had received treatment. Female perpetrators were more likely to have given birth as teenagers. Fathers were more likely to have been convicted of violent offenses and have a history of substance misuse, and were more likely to kill multiple victims. Infants were more likely to be victims than older children, and a link to postpartum depression was suggested. Okay, Dr. Resnick published research on filicide in 1969 and stated that there were 5 main motives. Altruistic, fatal maltreatment, unwanted child, acutely psychotic, and spousal revenge. Altruistic killings occur because the parent believes that the world is too cruel for the child, or because the child is enduring or suffering, whether this is actually occurring or not. In fatal maltreatment killings, the goal is not always to kill the child, but death may occur anyway, and Munchausen syndrome by proxy is in that category. Spousal revenge killings are the killings of children done to indirectly harm a domestic partner. They do not frequently occur. Glenn Carruthers, author of Making Sense of Spousal Revenge Filicide, argued that those who engage in spousal revenge killings see their own children as objects. So in this one, I think that it's going to be the altruistic killings. And they say that occurs because the parent believes that the world is too cruel for the child or because the child is enduring or suffering. I'm thinking that she thinks that Melodee couldn't survive in this world and that the other people are going to take Melodee from her. So I feel like that could be what the problem is. I'm sorry, I left for a minute. And I didn't see this. Thank you so very much, Southern Cats, for the $10 super chat. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. Thank you so much. Southern Cat said, wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas. I'm wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas too. And thank you so much for the support, sweetheart. I really appreciate that so very much. Thank you. Merry Christmas, my love. I appreciate that. Stories from the crib said, and they made a big deal just because I wasn't wearing underwear, just pants, but I was 3.5 and I was getting potty trained. So what was wrong with that? Nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I would prefer that you be wearing underwear at 3.5 years old, but if you're getting potty trained and it's easier for the child to learn to pull pants down and just go, and you're at home and, you know, that's crazy. I'm sorry that you went through that. We celebrate Christmas Eve, but it's just me this year, so it will be okay. I just choose not to be with my family. They're still negative, and I choose no negativity, no drama. Grandkids will be... I'm assuming coming by. That is insane. I'm sorry you went through that, sweetheart. Yeah. My mama tried real hard, and I gave her hell. And because they took me away, it affected the rest of my childhood, not in a good way either. Yeah. Munchausen by proxy is now known as factitious disorder or imposed on another. Factitious disorder imposed on another, or FDIA. Thank you for that. Ever love me? Good to see you. Merry Christmas, my love. Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a good Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right, let's go back to the presser. Now that we've learned about filicide.
As far as an actual direct motive, we haven't established that yet.
Just very quick follow-up. I know that Ashley, you had described her as uncooperative throughout the investigation. Can you describe her demeanor now? Has she spoken or confessed in any way? Can you talk about her demeanor now?
Yeah, I can tell you that as of this morning, no, there was no change in her attitude and her demeanor.
So uncooperative.
Uncooperative.
Still uncooperative and still appearing not to give a shit. So maybe she's the other one that sees their children as objects, like spousal revenge, but Melodee's father was deceased, so would it count as the same thing as spousal revenge when she's trying to basically revenge his family, not necessarily the father specifically, but their family? Could it be possible that she killed Melodee because she was like, you're not going to get her. I can't have her, but you're not going to have her either, even though it wasn't the father. Mary, thank you so much for the super chat. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. And I really appreciate that. Mary said, I heard a close friend of the family said DHS was involved. I wonder if they were involved at the time. And I mean, if they were involved, I'm glad they were involved. And I'm wondering how long they have been involved. Like if they had just gotten involved and not had enough time to really do anything, then that's one thing. And I could forgive that. But they had been involved before, I think, when the refrigerator was found to have rotten food in it. And I think it was her mother was under the impression that Melodee was expected to eat the rotted food. I think CPS got involved then. And she was put on her medication and asked to take it. But a lot of times that medication will make you gain weight. And I noticed that she used to be bigger than she is now. So that makes me think she had stopped taking her medication and been off of it for a little while. Thank you, Mary, so much for the super chat. Kat said, no remorse, no, not cooperative. Yep, that's what we're seeing. And I'm not liking that at all. I am girl, just hosted. Now get some pup pastime before the next family get together. Smoke one for me, please. There's some folks in my neck of the woods that might persuade her to talk. That would be nice. I'd love it if she'd talk.
Thank you all very much for coming out and for being patient with us through this process, not just today, but throughout the entirety of the investigation. And again, we really do appreciate the media's coverage of this very important case. And that's going to conclude our press conference for today. Thank you very much.
You know, they don't usually thank the media for being involved either. She has been arrested. Years before. The school also reported it too, but it was too late. See, that's another thing. If the school reported it, is that why she took Melodee out of school? And then if her mom called CPS and got them involved, is that why she stopped talking to family? Like, it seems like when they're trying to get help for Ashley with Melodee through CPS, Ashley's cutting off that avenue each time. Do you know what I mean? She has been in and out of mental hospitals. I believe it. I wonder where Melodee went when she was in and out of hospitals. Who took care of Melodee? I'm assuming her mother, Ashley's mother. I agree. But the fact with Ashley that she went the extra mile to try to keep it hidden is different. And that's going to keep it from being an insanity plea, in my opinion. I'm not sure we'll find out the motive unless there's evidence of it. I agree. I don't think Ashley will talk. I don't know that she'll ever be cooperative. I don't think we're going to see anything else. That poor baby. I'm glad that Ashley's in jail for Christmas. It would have upset me more to know that she got to be out for Christmas after killing her daughter. But I really, really thought that Ashley was having a mental break and that we would find out that Melodee was safe and with somebody. I really did. It's really not the ending I hoped for. Maria said she's punishing everyone around her who tried to help her by taking away Melodee from everyone. She is. She absolutely is. And it's because she thinks that she's better off without the medication, and everybody else around her is seeing her without the medication and saying, hey, you need some help. Just like somebody who abuses substances. Excuse me. We all think that we can go around everybody and nobody can tell that we're high and we're just normal, and nobody knows that we're high. Meanwhile, everybody and their mama knows you're high and they try to get you help and you're just like, you cut them off until you're ready. The girl, Melodee's father was in a motorcycle. No, let me not say that. I don't know. He was in a motorcycle accident when she was 6 months old and died. I was going to say he was in a club, but I don't know that he was necessarily. But he died on his motorcycle when she was 6 months old. And his family tried to be involved in Melodee's life afterwards, but she made it almost impossible. Like somebody pointed out in chat earlier, she had a 23-year-old stepsister that was trying to be more involved too, but she didn't let them see Melodee. And it's probably because they saw her breaking mentally and called CPS to try to get help for her and Melodee, and she didn't like it. Me too, Lori. Me too. Yeah, I've got it in my hand right now. All right, so Bellis. Hey, Crystal, good to see you. Merry Christmas Eve. I hope you're having a good Christmas. Norma said that's horrible. It is. It's very sad. Like, I really thought we were going to have a different outcome. All right, Abellis, the wonderful, wonderful person she is, sent me 2 articles on Jack and Lily, so we're going to go over that. And then we're going to talk about Christmas and a Christmas tradition thing that I do and something that I just find really, really cool before we go. And then I'm going to work on recording some of the Christmas sweets I make and getting those videos out for you guys. So we've got updates on the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. This article is titled, What Happened to Jack and Lily? Grandmother said she's lost hopes. She's lost hope. Missing Nova Scotia kids are still alive. And it's going to be Belinda Gray. That's sad because I wonder if she's one of the few that still has hope. And if she's lost hope, where are we? Okay, that's not. Let me refresh this. Okay. So that's just a video giving information that we can read. I didn't know if it had anything else in it. All right, I'm going to read the article. Belinda Gray has steeled herself to the possibility her grandchildren may never be found. The only thing I tell myself is I know that they were. Sorry, I apologize. Let me slow down. Quote, the only thing I tell myself is I know that they know that we love them, unquote. Lily looks just like Malaya in that picture. Playing with a Monster High doll. Look at Jack. Under the photos, it says Lily and Jack Sullivan haven't been found since they were reported missing from their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia on May 2nd of 2025, and the photos were given to them by Belinda. The article reads, Lily and Jack Sullivan's names grace decorations on their paternal grandmother's Christmas tree, but Belinda Gray is under no illusion the children are still alive. Lily 6 and her 4-year-old brother Jack were first reported missing from their home in rural northeastern Nova Scotia by their mother, Melinda Brooks Murray, at 10:01 a.m. on May 2nd. Brooks Murray told police she believed the two children had wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station. Police started looking for the missing kids less than a half hour later, but so far, one of the largest searches this Providence has ever seen has been fruitless. It would be so nice if they were found for Christmas. Okay, Hannah, you have a good day, love. Hey, Mustang, good to see you. I really wish I could come sit with you, Hannah, for Christmas. I don't want you to be alone. All right, continuing with the article, quote, my place is decorated. I have 4 other grandchildren that come, but it doesn't feel like Christmas at all, unquote, Gray said in an interview from her home in Middle Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia. When they vanished, Gray hadn't seen Lily or Jack in person for 18 months since they moved to Lansdowne Station to live in a ramshackle mobile home with their mother and her then partner, Daniel Martell, their stepfather. But Belinda has fond memories of the 2 children. Quote, Lily, when she smiled, her eyes lit up a room, said her grandmother. Quote, her whole face glowed when she smiled. She was full of life, inquisitive, curious. She mimicked me like a little robot, unquote. By contrast, her little brother, quote, very rarely smiled, unquote, Gray said. Quote, Jack was never a smiley kid, even as a baby, unquote, said his grandmother. Quote, he was very curious and always studied things that he would play with, one thing at a time, whereas Lily would dance circles around him. Lily was very outgoing and he was very reserved, unquote. In October, the RCMP brought in cadaver dogs to search 40 kilometers of territory, but they failed to find any sign of the missing children. Investigators employed 22 of 23 of the Providence's ground search and rescue teams during the hunt for Jack and Lily, as well as 2 teams from New Brunswick. All told, they spent 12,253 hours searching for the children. Mounties continue to work on hundreds of tips generated by the case, and searchers have combed through about 8.5 square kilometers of terrain in the probe. Quote, I've got 25 years on the force, and I absolutely expect to solve this before I retire, unquote, Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon, the officer in charge of major crime and behavioral sciences in Nova Scotia, said in the interview. Quote, this file will get solved long before that, unquote. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay. He urged anyone with information about the case to contact investigators. Quote, deep down, I believe there are people somewhere out there that may have information that will help us, McCammon said. Hundreds of RCMP officers from Nova Scotia and elsewhere who have been involved in the case are now heading into the holidays knowing the search that's gone on for more than 7 months has failed to produce answers. Quote, I think almost everyone on the team and almost everyone that I've worked with has kids or at least has relations who have kids, unquote, McCammon said. Why did it jump? Okay. Quote, the reality is they're very vulnerable people in our society and that need protection. And that is very difficult file for all involved because we want answers just as much as everyone else, unquote. It's unacceptable for 2 kids to go missing and the RCMP not to find answers, he said. We're not going to stop until we do, unquote. The RCMP are very confident they will solve the case. Quote, I worry sick that they may not, unquote, Gray said. Gray used to see a lot of the children even after their mother split from her son, Cody Sullivan, their biological father, more than 3 years ago. Quote, the whole family was into their lives when her and my son were together, there were many visits, unquote, she said. Quote, once they split up, Malaya would bring the kids here just about every 2 weeks, unquote. Those visits continued for about a year after the breakup. Quote, and on one of the last visits, she stated that she had met somebody, unquote, Gray said. Quote, when she met Daniel, she told us he was uncomfortable with her coming here. So right away we said, well, why don't you bring him along, unquote. Brooks Murray, I hate when it jumps. Okay, hold on. Brooks Murray promised she'd mention it to him, Gray said. Quote, but the next time she came, she stated that it's just not working out for her coming here, unquote. For a time, Gray visited Lily and Jack in the Truro area where they were staying with their mother's family, unquote. This photo, under it reads, Belinda Gray's Christmas tree includes ornaments bearing the names of Jack and Lily Sullivan, her grandchildren who were reported missing in May. Photo is by Belinda Gray. So the blue one says, I love you to the moon and back and miss you beyond the stars. And then under it, it's got a little blue disc that probably says Jack. Oh, up here at the top, it says Jack. And then stop jumping. Okay. And then this pink one says, Lily, I love you to the moon and back and miss you beyond the stars. Those are cute. I wonder if she has any they actually made, though. I'm back. Thank you, Abellis, for the articles. I really appreciate that. Cheers, Maria. And cheers, Lori. Merry Christmas to you, too, Abellis. I hope you're having a good one. I like those old ornaments like that, and that's a cute little bird. I wonder if she's got to have some that they made, though. Okay, quote, that worked out good for a while, unquote, Gray said. But in the fall, Jack turned 3. Gray said she would. Okay, but in the fall, Jack turned 3. Gray said she took him gifts and Halloween treats for both kids, but something felt off. Quote, Malaya seemed to be in a rush to hurry our visit, unquote. After about a year in Truro, Lily, Jack, and their mom and her new partner moved to Lansdowne Station. Quote, it was Daniel's mother that gave them her big trailer and she moved into an RV, unquote, Gray said. Quote, when Malaya told me she was moving to Pictou County, I always say it wrong, I apologize. She told me that his mother had a farm, and right away I was picturing fields like farmland. And I told her that sounded awesome. The kids would have a big yard to play in. That was wonderful, unquote. They, quote, maintained like contact through Facebook, unquote, Gray said. Before Lily's birthday this past March, Gray spoke with Brooks Murray about sending money to buy a gift for the girl. Quote, I said, I just want you to know that don't think that we don't love them because we think about them all the time. She said, look, I was thinking we're probably going to come by for a visit, and I was ecstatic. I told her we can't wait. That visit never took place. When Gray heard Malaya was pregnant with Martel's child, she chalked up the lack of a visit to that. Quote, I congratulated her, unquote, Gray said, quote, and I figured, okay, so this must be why it's been a little distant right now because, I mean, she's pregnant. And I made up excuses about why she was too busy, unquote. At first, the photos of Jack and Lily, their mom At first, in the photos of Jack and Lily that their mom posted on social media, quote, they looked well cared for, unquote, Grace said. Quote, they were happy, and I just told myself it was okay if I didn't see them because they're living a good life, unquote. After the baby was born, the photos their mom posted of Jack and Lily started to dwindle, Grace said. She started worrying about seeing, quote, a big difference in the kids, and I just kept telling myself she's got a new baby, and I know having a little one, it can be a little bit rough, unquote. This photo is Daniel Martell, the stepfather of Lily and Jack Sullivan, speaks with reporters on Wednesday, May 7th of 2025. That was relatively shortly after the kids went missing. Got to bring the Yule logs in. I'll put pics on Discord. They're always gorgeous. I made a Yule log cake one year, Abellis, and it was so good. I have to show y'all. If I can find that recipe, I'll share it. But that Yule log cake was so good. The Yule logs are hazelnuts with marzipan decorations. That is so cool. If I get the picture from Discord, I'll share it. Excuse me. This is so heartbreaking. I just don't understand what happened to those adorable kids. I don't either, but when we got the documents and we read about the woman in the tan sedan standing out by the road and two kids walking along the ditch, I really feel like that's what happened. I really feel like that woman coaxed them into her vehicle. Happy Christmas and happy solstice. We're going to talk about solstice in a minute. Okay, continuing with the article. Then Gray's son lost his job and stopped paying Brooks Murray child support. Quote, I had no idea they were having other money troubles at the time, Gray said. Gray learned of Lily and Jack's disappearance this past May 2nd from a family member. She was shocked the next day to see the yard around the mobile home where they were living was littered with old cars and junk appliances. Quote, I am on the poor side, but you can still fix up what you have, unquote, Gray said. It was very run down and there was a lot of trash around, unquote. Yeah, I've for a lot of my life, I've been, on the poorer side, but you don't have to have a shitty looking yard, even if you are poor. Gray first met Martell in the days after Jack and Lily went missing. Quote, he seemed to be fairly concerned, unquote, Gray said. Quote, Malaya told me on Saturday, the day after Jack and Lily vanished, that he's been in the woods since the kids went missing and that he's been scouring the woods ever since, unquote, Gray said. The mobile home where they were living sits along a gravel road surrounded by dense woods. Quote, the woods is a giant maze that if you're not crawling under something, you have to climb over it, unquote, she said. Quote, there was no way whatsoever that those kids would want to do that. The woods were that bad, unquote. The little girl didn't like bugs, said her grandmother. Quote, Lily had that princess thing about her even as a baby, so I could not see her wanting to go there at all, unquote. Jack was curious and did like bugs, Gray said. Quote, but from all indications, from all the people on the property, he did not like the woods because he couldn't walk and he kept tripping and falling. So that tells me those kids would not go into those woods, unquote. I don't think they went in the woods. I really don't. That's funny. I asked Mel for a Dodge Ram for Christmas. He gave me a Matchbox and a huge TV. I'm good. Well, that's good. I'm sorry you didn't get the Ram. Gray has her theories about what happened to Lily and Jack, and now she's looking for evidence about what was going on in their lives before the children vanished. Quote, I know Daniel's family is all pushing that the children were taken, unquote, she said. Quote, that is what his side of the family has been preaching, and I do not believe it, unquote. Mounties also say they don't have any direct evidence of the children being abducted. This photo is of the dense woods near where the missing children, Lily and Jack Sullivan, were living in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. Gray knows there are wild animals in the area, including coyotes and bears, but she doubts that they attacked her grandchildren. Quote, you would find remains, unquote, Gray said, noting searchers also told her they keep an eye on the sky looking for carrion eating birds that would circle a fresh kill in the woods. And yeah, that's the best way to find somebody in the woods. Or if, if they're deceased, you're going to see vultures or hawks or something circling the area, the birds of prey, basically. I hope you get one next year. I really do. If I win the lottery, I'll buy you one. My yard is a small pollinator garden. It's a tribute to my late pet carpenter bee, Hachi. Miss that little fart. That's so sweet. I've never heard of somebody having a carpenter bee as a pet. That is adorable. And I'm glad that you did that. I know that Hashi is watching from heaven and really appreciates that. That's like one of the sweetest things I have ever heard. Want to be sleeping something. That is adorable. Continuing with the article, on the morning Lily and Jack were reported missing, Martell had said he was laying in bed with Malaya and their new baby when Lily came into their bedroom. Quote, she had a pink shirt on and we could hear Jackie in the kitchen, unquote, he said. Quote, a few minutes later, we didn't hear them, so I went out to check. The sliding glass door was closed. The boots were gone, unquote. He surmised publicly that the children slipped outside through the sliding door. Martell said when they noticed the two children were missing, he immediately jumped in a white sport utility vehicle and searched the neighboring roads, looking in culverts. Now, at the time he returned home, the RCMP were there, having been called by Malaya. On the weekend after they vanished, Brooks Murray told CTV that Jack and Lily were not typically the type of children that would go outside on their own. Quote, I just want to remain hopeful, but there's always in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst, unquote, Brooks said at the time. Soon after the children disappeared, Brooks Murray reportedly left Martell and the county with their baby to stay with family. Martell has said that he provided the RCMP with a cell phone that he worked with investigators. Mounties conducted at least 4 polygraphs during their investigation. Martell's test early on in the probe, quote, indicated that he was truthful, unquote, as did the test for Brooks Murray, according to documents police used to obtain search warrants in the case. The children's mother told police at one point that their biological father may have picked them up and taken them to New Brunswick, but investigators met with Sullivan on May 22nd. Quote, he said that he did not know what happened to Lily and Jack. Police noted he was home on May 2nd of 2025 and never goes anywhere. He has not been anywhere other than his house recently and has had no contact with Malaya since the children went missing. This photo says a missing persons photo of Jack and Lily on the telephone pole near their home along Highway 289. Cody Sullivan underwent a polygraph on June 12th and he passed the examination with his answers found to be truthful according to police. Lily and Jack's disappearance has been a hard go for the biological dad who never fought for their custody, Gray said. Her son is living with her and their place is decorated for Christmas. 4 of their grandchildren, all bearing some degree of resemblance to Jack and Lily, will show up during the holidays to unwrap their presents. Quote, it forces you to stay in the here and now, unquote, Gray said of their joyful presence. But Gray hasn't bought any gifts for Jack and Lily, quote, because what do I do with them afterwards, unquote. She's hired a lawyer, quote, trying to get legal guardianship, unquote, of her missing grandchildren. Because she's not a parent, but just a grandparent, Child Protective Services wouldn't divulge to her any previous concerns they'd had about Jack and Lily's care. Quote, so I'm seeking legal guardianship mainly for information. Unquote. That's important because I'd wondered why she was seeking legal guardianship. I hope that you're doing well and ready for Christmas, Crystal. I've still got presents to wrap. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. And that is my email. Yeah, it is sad that Belinda has to constantly wonder what happened. I like Critters. He was so cute. He had a hurt wing. Oh. Yeah, she dropped my email. I would love to see that. That is adorable. Okay. Quote, we're waiting to see if the mother's going to dispute it, unquote, she said. Gray now wishes she'd stepped in earlier to help care for Jack and Lily. Quote, if I had time back, she said, with her voice trailing off. Quote, we would have gladly had their mom drop them off so she could have a break, unquote. Gray has steeled herself to the possibility the children may never be found. Quote, the only thing I tell myself is, I know that they know that we love them, unquote. And that's the end of that article. I think this one's not nearly that long. Yeah, this one's a lot shorter. So this is the second article that the lovely Abella sent me. And it reads, Nova Scotia missing kids case, quote, extremely rare, unquote, RCMP officer says. This one might be a video. If it will load and not skip, we will watch it. If it skips, then I will read it out loud. We got this. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
It's worth every penny.
My name is Dan Morrow. I'm the Criminal Operations Officer here in the province of Nova Scotia.
Across Morrow's 33 years of experience as a police officer with the RCMP, he says one case has stood out to him, the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan, Nova Scotia siblings who went missing from their home in Pictou County back in May.
From the outside looking in, this case seemed really rare to the public. Is it a rare one for officers as well?
It's extremely rare. I've never seen it across my career. But while it's rare, what's the part that isn't rare is the complexity of the case, like why it's taking so long, because these investigations have to be done in a methodical approach. It started to generate a lot of national media attention and even international.
Did the RCMP find that difficult to manage?
Basically, anybody that was involved with that investigation felt that elevated level of concern.
So what makes it so rare? I mean, because we don't have answers after this long? I genuinely think that they were taken. I don't think that Daniel and Malaya and Cody and everybody involved in their lives could pass a polygraph. I really don't. I really feel like they were taken.
The case captured worldwide attention, putting the small community of Lansdowne Station on the map and officers under the microscope.
Why do you think so many people from even other countries were so captivated by the details of their disappearance?
Anyone who has children, obviously, from a parental aspect, it deepens that level of concern internally. What happens if it was my child, for instance? Just that initial reaction from a parental perspective would escalate that concern, obviously.
Can you go over how many tips you've received thus far in the Jack and Lily investigation, as well as how many formal interviews have been conducted by RCMP?
There's been 1,030 tips received, and approximately 86 formal interviews have been completed within the investigation as well. That's sitting down, interviewing a person, not something that's a casual conversation while we bump into somebody along the street. It's a sit-down, structured interview, obtaining what the person knows firsthand. There's also
86 people have been interviewed and over 1,000 tips called in. I bet they've interviewed somebody who knows something and they were just good at lying to the police. Lori said, what are y'all making for Christmas dinner or having? I'm making scalloped potatoes and ham. We are going to visit Jason's family. Oh, sorry, Mr. Speculating. Now you know his name. I apologize. For Christmas, which is nice because we haven't been able to do that, for the past couple of holidays when we were still in North Carolina. It's just been us in a very small house. So it's nice to go visit family. I don't know what all we're having over there. What I do know is that I'm making the pasta salad, and I hope I do it right.
been roughly over 8,100 functioning videos that have been actually reviewed by the team that's supervising the investigation. So there's been a lot of work conducted behind the scenes. It's been documented that 7 people have completed polygraph examinations. All 7 were found to be not lying.
The case is still considered a missing persons investigation despite the involvement of major crimes.
Would you say that this was the biggest case that Nova Scotia RCMP had to cover this year?
Yeah, it's certainly one of the most prominent ones within the province in the past year. Touched a lot of people.
But the case of 2 missing children wasn't the only one that touched the hearts of Nova Scotians this year. At the beginning of 2025, intimate partner violence-related homicides were happening at an alarming rate.
The approach to intimate partner violence has changed drastically since I started as an officer.
If you have the numbers on hand, how many intimate partner violence-related incidents?
There's been roughly over 3,000 intimate partner violences within the last year.
3,000, that's a lot. But if we thought it was really intimate partner violence, would they have been able to pass the polygraphs and not be charged? I'm not so sure. Jerry, good to see you, love, and Merry Christmas Eve. Did I dox him the other day? I didn't even pick up on it then. Over here doxing my man.
Nova Scotia. Do you have numbers from 2024 for comparison?
So I don't recall the exact numbers, but it's several hundred
You
more.
know, it is
Sometimes it can take up to
unseasonably
30 occurrences for a victim to actually come forward.
I'm curious your thoughts on this. How do you think the Mass Casualty Commission's final report has influenced RCMP's police work in Nova Scotia over the last year?
So victims often fear loss of their friends, their social groups, their networks when they report an intimate partner violence against their spouse or significant other. It's about challenging those barriers, how we collaborate and support victims on the initial trauma-informed approach, for instance. That's what the theme is about how we engage our victims and support them through the process.
Are there things the Nova Scotia RCMP has changed in terms of your own protocol this past year that come to mind around intimate partner violence?
We've hired more victim services case coordinators, more intimate partner violence investigators, and that's really going to assist with the high-risk case coordination that occurs within the province, and also how we collaborate with our external stakeholders on supporting victims and family through those crises.
And those hirings happened in the past year or so?
That is correct, within 2025.
And when we say you've hired new investigators, does that mean these are new people that are coming in, or are officers getting restructured duties?
Right, no, these are what we refer to as net new positions.
So they're looking more into intimate partner violence, but I really don't feel like that's what's going on in this case. It has been in the 70s, like it's been unseasonably warm, but grilling does sound good. It's probably one of the few years you would be able to grill for Christmas. Okay, Rosie, have a good day, love. I'm going to go. We're going to finish this video and I'm going to grab some coffee real quick. And then I'm going to tell y'all about something I do for Christmas. And then I'm going to have to go too. You had 3 snowstorms? Wow. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to grab some coffee. I'll be right back.
How would the Nova Scotia RCMP like to better their work to serve survivors and victims of intimate partner violence moving forward?
Now we are approaching in a trauma-informed approach, supporting the victim as best as possible in the early stages, and some of those outcomes really are victim-led. So that is how we're kind of shifting our focus.
Another RCMP department that found themselves busy this year was the Human Trafficking Unit.
How did human trafficking instances change between 2024 and 2025 within Nova Scotia?
So in 2025, there was 50 investigations that the Human Trafficking Unit was the lead on. And when we compare that to 2024, there was 60 investigations. So it was a drop of 10. But again, similar to the intimate partner violence, this is the number of investigations that they participated in. There could have been more that another agency or another detachment was the lead on.
A recent Stats Canada report found Nova Scotia has the highest rate of human trafficking in the country at 4.
That's not good. You know, I've still got presents to wrap too. I've got a lot to do.
0.1 reported incidents per 100,000 people.
What is the RCMP doing to try to mitigate that here in Nova Scotia?
The Human Trafficking Unit created a new position called a Community Program Officer. And this is going to be key for us into how we engage with some of our communities. What we have found is that our Mi'kmaq and African Nova Scotian communities are disproportionately affected. So the Community Program Officer is going to look for ways to engage with those communities.
Overall, crime increased slightly across the province in 2025, with harassment, voyeurism, distribution of indecent images, and child luring increasing significantly since 2024.
Child luring is what's concerning. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. I know that they will enjoy it. Just one time pop bad with the peekaboo. Peekaboo. I don't know how to do that.
Instances of assault also rose across the board.
Violent crime seems to be on an uptick from just looking at that year-to-year comparison. Why do you think that's the case, or is this due to a number of factors?
So broadly speaking, yes, it has risen within the province of Nova Scotia. I want to assure Nova Scotians that this is a very safe province to live in. Crime itself is very complex. And so when we have to look at the provincial landscape, we often talk about housing or food insecurity, mental health challenges. There's so many social factors in the background for the root causes that we need other people's help or other agencies' assistance to tackle those root causes.
A collaborative effort the RCMP plan to continue in 2026. Ella MacDonald, Global News, Dartmouth.
I think it was important to hear about that because we got some interesting statistics on trafficking and just different things that's been going on. I've got all but for the people I'm not going to see tomorrow. That's good. And you can wait to do that. I'm on my phone and you're oh yeah, I got my little Christmas hat on and my earrings light up. And now that we're going to talk about Christmas briefly before I go, I will light them up. Because I want to share something with y'all, and I'm going to get some videos out on the Christmas cookies. Why is it not lighting up? This one lights up. Hold on. Well, we got one lighting up for Christmas. I'm going to be bling-blinging it with one of them anyway. Okay, so I wanted to share something briefly with you before I go. Every year for Christmas, we read this book. I've left the book. I think I left the book where we were at before, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to get it again. But there's this book, and it's called Santa Sold Shrooms. It looks like that, right? And it talks about, like, what different things mean for Christmas, like how it all started. I'm going to read the breakdown to you. It says, quote, Santa Sold Shrooms is a book by Tiro, not even going to try that tells the true story of Santa Claus through a magical lens. The story is illustrated and is designed to engage readers of all ages. The book explores the shamanistic roots of Christmas traditions, connecting them to the ancient pagan beliefs and the use of mushrooms, particularly the Amanita muscaria, which are associated with the legend of Santa. It aims to reawaken family Christmas customs and provide a new dimension of holiday cheer for the season. So basically, it talks about the Amanita muscaria mushroom, which are those mushrooms. I have some in my kitchen. I forage them in the winter when they come here. The iconic Alice in Wonderland mushroom, and that's why they say that's why Santa Claus's outfit is red and green. I mean red and white, because the mushroom is red and white. The reindeer would eat the mushrooms and it would have an effect on them. Amanita muscaria are good for depression, but if you make a tea with them or eat too many of them, it can make you feel like you're drunk. Well, the reindeer way up north in like Nordic areas and things, they would eat the mushrooms, and so it became a big thing around Christmas, and those mushrooms come out at the end of the year. Here it's like Halloween that we start getting them, but they would hang them by the fireplace or in the trees to dry, and that's where some of the Christmas ornament hanging happens and things like that. So we would read that book every year and learn like how Christmas started. And I have mushrooms that we put on the tree, and I have some more that we're going to put on the tree. And then we have another Christmas tradition. While I pull that up, what are some of y'all's Christmas traditions? So every year for Christmas, on Christmas Eve, so tonight, we watched the movie Krampus that came out in 2015. Now, that was my first time ever hearing about Krampus, right? This is from that movie. Did y'all see that movie, Krampus? What is Krampus and who is Krampus? Let's talk about it real quick. Krampus is a horned, half goat, half demon creature from Alpine folklore known as the dark counterpart to Santa Claus, who punishes naughty children during the Christmas season. Krampus is rooted in pre-Christian Alpine traditions and is often depicted as a terrifying figure with horns, dark hair, fangs, and a long tongue. He carries chains and bells along with a bundle of birch sticks used to swat misbehaving children. His name is derived from the German word Krampen, meaning claw, and is sometimes considered the son of hell in Norse mythology. Krampus serves as a moral lesson during the Christmas season, contrasting with the benevolent figure of St. Nicholas. While St. Nicholas rewards good behavior, Krampus punishes the naughty, reinforcing the idea that actions have consequences. This duality reflects the balance of kindness and discipline in traditional celebrations. It's gained popularity in recent years, particularly in Western culture, where he's celebrated through parade, themed parties, and movies. Events like Krampus Night on December 5th have become common, where people dress as Krampus and participate in festivities. The resurgence is particularly due to growing interest in folklore and a desire to explore the darker aspects of holiday traditions. Oh my goodness, Brenda Sue, thank you so much for the super sticker. And Mustang, thank you so much for the super sticker. How very sweet of y'all. Thank you so much and Merry Christmas to y'all. Mustang sent me a ha ha ha. I like that. And Brenda Sue sent me a lemon blowing a little horn, and there's a little pear behind it. How very sweet was that? Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. That's awesome. Thank you. Wannabe Sleuthin said we hang our tree upside down from the ceiling. Our cats wouldn't stay out of it one year, so I got extra and the tradition stuck. You know, there's people who do that. Let me pull that up for y'all. I saw that one year and I was like, how on earth do people do that? It's actually pretty cool. So yeah, people will actually hang their Christmas tree upside down. There's a picture of one of them. Like, how interesting is that? I forget where it came from. That's cute. That's in a dollhouse. There's on a dining room table. How interesting. Thank you guys again for the support. I really appreciate it. You seen Krampus? Let me show y'all that real quick. So yeah, I just learned about Krampus. We were doing the Santa Sold Shrooms thing before that, but I learned about Krampus with the movie. And once that movie came out and we watched it for the first time around Christmas, it became a tradition where we would watch it every year on Christmas Eve. It's really good. It came out in March of 2015. No, I'm sorry. It's 2015 Christmas comedy horror. But let me pull up on YouTube some of the parades surrounding Krampus. I know some of you told me some of your other traditions I need to read. Okay. Here is one of the parades that they do like overseas. This one is Armsetting Krampus. There's people lined up outside. Oh, it looks like this is going to have pyrotechnics. There he is. That's Krampus. I'm going to mute it so they don't copyright me. Look, he's running through the flames and like he'll take a horse tail and like spank at the things to scare you and things. I think this one takes place on December 5th. It's pretty interesting. Brenda, Merry Christmas to you too, sweetheart. Hannah said, Christmas Eve while I work, I follow my tradition. I will watch Midnight Mass followed by It's a Wonderful Life. That's awesome. That's so cool. Look at all the different Krampuses. That shit's scary as hell. The cats will still have massive fun with the upside down tree. They'll be dropping it into dinner. That's awesome. I'll be busy rolling in preparation for tomorrow. That's my preparation. Yeah, I've got to prepare quite a bit for tomorrow too. Misha destroys plants, trees, you name it. You were thinking the same thing? Oh, you rolling. Okay. Yeah, so that's a few of our traditions. We talk about the shamanistic origins of Christmas with the mushrooms and things. We watch Krampus. They get to open one present on Christmas Eve. Then we get up Christmas Day and open gifts. We always make cookies too. That's why I'm going to have to go in just a second because I got to get started on them daggum cookies. Imagine how cool a flash mob of twerking Krampuses would be. Oh my God. That would be hilarious. That's just, wow. That image in my mind is just something else. Look at him. He's trying to get them. 18 minutes till Christmas there. Wow. That's so cool. Not long at all. I had one cat make a running jump and stick to the tree, but he sat suspended like Wile E. Coyote and then fell with a whistle. That's funny. Kim said, I don't have any Christmas traditions anymore. Everyone is grown now. I'll be in that boat soon, but you could still do it in memory. Are you getting ready tomorrow? Are you going to get to see some family tomorrow? Yeah, see, he's got the bush right there where he's going to be spanking the bad kids and stuff. Look at him with the bush, jumping at him and stuff. Better hope you were good. They'll take you down to hell with them. I hope y'all have a good Christmas. Oh, look at them. They got the daggum scooter bike. Oh, he's got the sled. He's getting off. He's like, I'm coming to get these bad little childrens. If y'all haven't seen the movie, it is funny. Like, it was a little scary the first time, but now the kids just... Oh, he's leaving with his sled. That one's got blue eyes and big old horns. All right, y'all. I better get going. Oh, y'all said quite a few things. I'll play that while I read that. I'll be wishing the people on Kinston Avenue, Philadelphia, some food and warmth and all the best for 2026. I pray that somebody, I know somebody will go out there and bring them some warmth and some food. I hope. That's all the people, the Kinston Avenue people are the ones that you see like standing out in the road that are really, really bad on drugs. I hope that they get some warmth and some food for Christmas. I'll be getting to celebrate with family and listening. That's awesome, Norma. I'm so glad you're going to get to see your family and celebrate with them. I don't want to see the ocean. Here's a daytime one I'll put on while we talk for a minute. Oh, no, that's the same one we just watched. This one's a little different. Okay. Hannah said, for the last 10 Christmases, my friend who lives around the corner from me has invited to open presents with her son and her son on Christmas morning. So I'll be heading to her house after work. That's awesome. I'm glad that you have that. That's cool. I know you enjoy seeing the little boy open or her son open his presents. Merry Christmas, and I love you all, and I hope you have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas too. There are people who go there. I would go there if I could. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. There's the guy with the sled that we just saw on the other one. I would like to go to Amsterdam for the Krampus parade. Good night, love. Merry Christmas. You'll be with everyone tomorrow except 3. That's right. That's right. You're going through the same thing. I just have a few cocktails and watch Christmas Vacation. We watch Christmas Vacation too. Not every year, but we watch it. We watched it a couple of times. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. May the universe be kind to you. No, to all you know and love. I'm sorry I misread that. And I agree. I hope that y'all have a wonderful Christmas and happy holidays. I love that. That's just super cool to me. Like, I never knew that there, because here in the United States, it's just you get a bag of coal. But when the movie came out and we got to see what other traditions were going way back, that's just super cool to me. All right, y'all, I'm going to have to go because I got to get in here and cook dinner and get these cookies and traditions going. I need to get y'all's videos made with the Christmas sweets that I'm going to show you guys how to make. We have a lot started today. Child gifted 5 Speculation Station memberships, and Miss Scorpio gifted 5. Thomas McCarthy has been a member for 4 months and said Merry Christmas to all that celebrated here. Maria shared a 99-cent super sticker and then came back through with a $3.99 super sticker. Rosie said, love you all. Thanks, Jess, for your hard work. And thank you, Rosie, for the super chat. Southern Cat sent $10, said, wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas. And I'm wishing all of you a Merry Christmas. Mary said, I heard a close friend of family say DHS was involved in the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. I do believe that was, no, in the Melodee Buzzard case. Brenda Sue sent a $4.99 super sticker and Mustang sent a $5 super sticker. And I want to say thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart and with every fiber of my being. Thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and happy holidays. I hope that it's everything that you want it to be. I just hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. I appreciate you guys spending your time with us here today. I love each and every one of you. Please know that you are enough. You are important. You are special and you are loved. And I love you. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful Christmas Eve, wonderful Christmas Day. I hope you get to see family. I will be back probably the day after Christmas. And I will miss you all very much. Until then, Merry Christmas, sweetheart. I love you all. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. And I'll see y'all the day after Christmas. Bye.
Listen up, I gotta